is written. But when the moon turns red, the dead shall stalk the earth. Get away from him! Revenge of the dead. Revenge of the dead. Revenge of the dead. Revenge of the dead. Their time has come. No one under 17 admitted without parent or certified adult guardian.
Yes, y'all, it's going down right now. Episode 245 of the Triple Shots and Moodz and Horror podcast is coming at you live and direct with the homie, JP, also known as the Mexican. Then we got Tyler, also known as Mr. Sasado, back in the house. And I'd like to welcome back to the show for the first time, representing the land of creeps horror podcast, Greg, also known as Gregamortis. And I'll be your host, Moodz. Yeah. What's going on, guys?
Yo.
You know, it's finally happened. We finally got the one and only Gregamortis on the 22 Shots and Moodz and Horror podcast. This has been years in the making, I would probably say. Is that safe to say?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
There has been multiple times where we've had to schedule. I think it was actually probably even during Italian Horror Month, maybe a few years back, I don't know. Shit didn't work out. I think I was supposed to be on Land of the Creeps 1 or 2 times or something, and those things fell through. But here we are. Yeah. Finally happening. I know it's just, that's the complications of podcasting. I mean, schedules, we know better than anybody, right? JP, like scheduling can be like, we've recorded on every single day of the week, over the years. Our schedules much. And to bring in outside people and guests and stuff it sounds easy to someone that doesn't do this, for years and stuff, but it gets complicated, man, with schedules. It's harder to do than you think it is. So
especially since before the three of us, me, you, Jeremy, were in 3 different time zones too,
Yeah,
right.
That's nuts. I didn't think about that.
Oh, guests were always, we had times where we had guests that was pretty easy, but then lots of them fell through because of scheduling and us always changing and shit like that. Now we're recording back on Sundays. I think, didn't we start recording on Sundays way back in 2012? Wasn't that the original recording?
We started on Fridays.
Okay. Yeah,
we moved the. I think the only day we never had a long run was on Saturdays.
Right. Yeah. Saturdays are pretty much.
We used to record literally at midnight on Sundays.
Holy shit! That sounds miserable.
Yeah, and that was pretty much the reason why we could never have guests, because our schedule was so funky. Nobody was willing to be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go on the 22 shots and stay up till 6 a.m." Because you got to remember, back in those days too,
we were 5-6 hours.
Yeah, we had long episodes, man. Now it's a little bit more doable for anybody that wants to come on the show. You're probably only going to be here for about 3 hours. Which it seems pretty standard now, but it's just a lot easier for everybody too. And it seems like Sunday is kind of the day that works for most people anyways. It definitely works for us. So
the only negative about it is obviously during football season it is slightly annoying because we're all football fans.
This is the first since the season started that it's actually complicated. My watching ability right now, the Bills are actually playing. This is the first time that the game hasn't been in the morning, because we usually record right after the game, because that actually works into our time, because that's when we record just after the games anyways. Or it's the nighttime game, and then we do the show and then I watch the game. So this is the one and only, but it is the Jets. And I feel like if I don't watch, the Bills will actually play better today. I just feel like I'm cursing the motherfuckers right now. Every time I watch, they're losing to the worst fucking teams like New England. My God.
Yeah.
You just can't get any lower than that.
I love New England. I loved New England when we were good.
For 20 years.
Yeah, I would get to watch the Super Bowl every year.
But it's kind of hard not to, because you're from the area, right? You're just one of those local fans.
I'm like an hour from Gillette Stadium. I don't really care about football. But it's if I had to pick a team, I'm gonna pick the hometown team. But that's with literally everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the way.
Do you cheer for the Celtics at all?
I don't like if I pick a team, sure. Like I remember when they were good, like probably around when I would hit drinking age, I would watch the Celtics a lot because it was always on the bar. But I never really cared about football or basketball just because like I never like played them. But I played hockey and baseball growing up, so like I like those a lot more.
Right.
I've actually been to professional games for them like multiple times.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, people ask me all the time since I live in the West Coast, right? Like I live in BC. How I became a Leafs fan, because that's like, in Ontario is the other side of Canada. I mean, technically and geographically, I should be a Canucks fan, which most of my friends are out here. It's kind of weird, actually. The wife, when I met the wife back in like 2004, she was actually a Leafs fan too, which is like the weirdest thing because we're both like from the West Coast. But people ask me all the time, and I'm like, I don't know. I was a huge like Leafs fan. For whatever reason, I don't know what it was. I think what it was back in the days, Hockey Night in Canada was a big thing, and the Leafs used to play every Saturday night, right? So I'd always get to see the games growing up like that, and it was always the Leafs, right? But then I became a massive Doug Gilmour fan, and then when he got traded to the Leafs, it was like, okay, I'm huge here, so that's how I became a Leafs fan. I mean, Jays. Growing up, there was two major league ball teams in Canada, which was the Expos and the Jays, and I just chose the Jays because they got a little bit more exposure.
They got a cooler fucking name.
Probably, yeah. And I don't know.
Cooler logo. Like, what even is an expo?
Right.
The random thing about the Expos, though, too, because like some of the exposure that we get out on the West Coast, they would literally play the Expos games on the French channel. And like, and to the contrary, and where most, a lot of people around the world, they think, oh, Canadians speak French. No. Nobody speaks it out in the West. So like you'd watch it, and the only option you had back in the day was to watch these Expos games on the French channel. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's bullshit. I can't understand what's going on here. So yeah, I was a Jays fan. And
I used to kind of love like seeing like the World Cup games with like the Spanish announcers, and they just go absolutely wild when someone scores.
Dude, don't watch that.
Those guys lose their fucking minds, man.
Dude, they do. They're like, goal.
It is outrageous. But yeah, and that's the thing. And then with the Bills, it kind of the same thing, man. The Bills used to get a lot of TV time out in the West Coast, and it was like, a lot of Canadians were Bills fans because it was like right there. Like if the geography of it, you just cross the board and you're in Buffalo, right? So there's a lot of Bills fans there and stuff, and it's just the exposure. But I became a Bills fan at the wrong time. Right when they got really good in the late 80s, and then they lost 4 straight Super Bowls. And I was like, why am I cheering for this team?
Unprecedented. It's never happen again.
It was the craziest fucking weird time for me too, because the Leafs had become really good in the early 90s and, had some really good runs and stuff like that. And then the Jays won back-to-back World Series in 92, 93. So, and then the Bills were winning, but losing. And like, it was like, I was having a lot to cheer about at the time. And then nothing for like ever to this day.
Right? Are you a Raptors fan?
I used to fall, like I was a huge basketball fan in the 90s when basketball was actually good, because when you could have a little bit of contact and everyone wasn't a fucking pussy. Man, the NBA now is so hard to watch. Like you can't even look at another guy on the court without getting a technical foul. Like it's crazy to me.
Like conduct.
Dude, it's so pussy, man. It's so pussy. And so I kind of lost interest, man, after like all my heroes basically retired. Like, I grew up watching, the great Chicago teams of the 90s and stuff like that. And, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and Isaiah Thomas, and all Barkley, all those heroes to me, man. And it just became a different sport. I can't honestly watch it anymore, man. It's so bad. Like, I don't know, man. But to answer your question, I would, a Raptors fan after the Grizzlies left Vancouver. Because at the time, when I was going to school in Vancouver, the Grizzlies were still playing there. And I actually got to see a couple of games. Actually, the very first game I ever went to, I got to see the Grizzlies play the Lakers. And I was like in the nosebleeds because I was a broke student. Like I couldn't afford courtside tickets. There's no fucking way. These were like $8 tickets, literally. And Shaq still was a monster from up there. Like huge. Like it was Shaq and Kobe, man. I got to see Shaq and Kobe play. It was the first game I ever saw. And actually, the Grizzlies actually won that game too. It was crazy. But yeah. So I mean, besides that, they left, and I was like, well, we only got one team left in Canada, so might as well be the Raptors. Which I'll be honest, man. The Raptors, I hate that fucking name. I've always hated their logos, their colors, everything.
I like the Raptors, dude.
I like the Raptors.
I always felt like it felt like a college name, but like in a bad way. I don't know.
But they're a fucking dinosaur, bro. Everybody's like Eagles and like fucking Bears, and they're we're fucking Raptor.
I like the goofy shit like that, like the Sharks.
I mean, at least in Vancouver with the Grizzlies, that made complete sense. I mean, there's not a lot of Grizzlies around Vancouver, but like where I live in the north of BC, like we got Grizzlies everywhere, man. So like that actually made a lot more sense to me because we actually got Grizzly Bears here. So
there's nothing I hate more than like terrible like sports team names, like the Commanders and
the Commanders is like stupidest thing.
Stuff that just isn't anything, right? Like you know,
baseball easily has the worst.
To be honest. The Washington football team was a better name than the Commanders.
Dude, that's so funny. They should just kept it that the Washington football team.
Yeah. I just hate names that are just like nothing. Like it doesn't mean it. Like it's weird.
There's a lot of baseball names like that. Actually, like our team was founded in 1902.
Right.
Yeah, like the Packers. Come on, man.
You don't even need a punchline. That's right.
Right.
Oh man.
Then you got cool ones like the Blues, right? Like because they got the logo spells out blue and shit. Like they
hockey doesn't really have any. Hockey doesn't really have any stupid ones unless like you look at the old names like the Red Wings or something. But even like
the Red Wings is cool, man.
Yeah, it's still like
maybe like the Oilers,
yeah.
Maybe. But I mean, that name makes sense because you know, like the oil industry.
I'll take the Oilers over like the fucking like the Pacers. Like,
but there's already been Oilers, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying the name makes sense for the region because that's what that's their whole economy is the oil industry in Alberta.
Yeah,
right? So
I think it's just the old names because if you
know the worst logo is that Coyotes logo, though, man.
Oh man.
It's
so
ugly,
bad.
Dude.
It is so bad.
Which one? The one that's like
Arizona.
The one that's just the head, or the one that's like the coyote with a hockey stick?
The coyote with the hockey stick.
Yeah, that one looks like
that one, dude. I think that one looks sick.
It's horrible.
Dude, they should move to Houston and just be like the Houston Coyotes and just make them a cowboy.
Dude, yeah, a cowboy coyote.
Random
with a 6-shooter.
Cowboy.
Yeah. So that would be the best. He has like a 6-shooter. So I mean, dude, they've been getting better with their names, like the Golden Knights, the Kraken. Those are badass names.
Those are good. Those are really good. I like both of those.
The Kraken's cool, man.
Yeah, Kraken's cool, and the Golden Knights are awesome.
Yeah,
I think the Wild is a great name too, and that's only like 25 years.
Yeah,
old.
That one's not bad. I miss the Mighty Ducks.
I the Mighty Ducks. Yeah, like the old Minnesota team when they were the North Stars, man. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So Tyler, I was kind of flicking around and I was seeing, I was on Letterboxd and like, oh, I'm going to see what fucking Sasado's been watching. Holy shit, dude. I've come to the conclusion that your actual job is to watch movies. Like, are you getting paid per film?
I've been having a lot of late nights.
5-6 movies a day. And I'm like, holy shit, bro. Like
that's why Tyler is a perfect fit for this show. Yeah. Because as you know, we tend to go overboard with movie watches for certain shows.
Oh yeah.
And Tyler is not afraid of the work.
No.
I get into spins like when I right now I'm just like so motivated to watch these Italian movies. I'm having a good time with them that I just like I'll start around like 6 o'clock and be like, I can jam like 4 of these in.
Yeah, man, like you're killing it on Italian month. Like I know.
I think I watched outside of the films we've watched for the show. I think I watched about 5 Italian movies,
including the films we've watched. I've watched 38 Italian movies
in 19 days.
Yes.
Ow.
I think
some of them are long. I did some long ones too. I watched Once Upon a Time in the West last night. I can't believe Dario Argento wrote that. That's like absolutely unhinged.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? It is interesting.
Yeah.
Like since last show, I've only watched like pretty much just 2011 movies and a couple Italian films. Like I rewatched The Visitor. That's still a strange fucking movie, man. It's so strange. Have you guys ever seen The Visitor?
I haven't seen The Visitor. It's kind of been like in like my sphere of radar for a long time.
It's such a strange movie, but it's very enjoyable. I really enjoy it.
It's got like an absolutely insane cast.
It does. It really does. Yeah, like Franco Nero's and that shit. And then I watched Bad Inclination. It's a film that was released in 2003. It's actually got like Franco Nero's in it and stuff. Like he's got a small little part and shit. And like it is actually a pretty decent Neo Giallo. The worst thing about the movie is like the horrible, like I mean, beyond laughable dubbing in it. It's so bad. But the movie itself is actually pretty decent. Like it's a pretty decent, like I said, Neo Giallo for 2003, with a pretty, it's got some famous faces in there from, back in the day, Italian joints and shit like that. And then I watched I actually just realized that's 3 movies with Franco Nero in it. Fuck. So I really didn't get down too much with movies. I've been so busy this week, and I threw in a couple 2011 watches. I'm just trying to keep pace with that shit because I probably end up watching like 100 for the prep. So. Got to keep. Yeah,
I watched a handful last week. I watched like 5.
Yeah. Anything good? Like I rewatched The Disco Exorcist, Seconds Apart, which is another one of those after dark ones or whatever. And then I actually did rewatch The Strange Thing About the Johnsons. I know it's not necessarily that horror, but man, dude, that has got to be one of the most weird, fucked up shorts ever recorded.
Oh, yeah,
ever made. Definitely. Like it's crazy. I watched.
Have you ever seen that, Greg?
No, I haven't.
It's Ari Aster's one of his short films from before he was making shit, and it is one of the most uncomfortable. It's like 20 minutes or something. Moodz?
Yeah, it's not long.
It's about 25. It's about 25 minutes before the credits run, but like right from the opening scene, and then you realize what's going, and then you're just like, "What the fuck, man?" It's so batshit uncomfortable.
It's so uncomfortable. I think we actually watched that for a Patreon pick one time.
We did.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that and I even said it to him, like, I'm so glad because I didn't know about it. And like, it's just something you got to see at least once. And now I've watched it twice because I was like, it's from 2011. I just had a few minutes. I'm like, I'm going to rewatch this shit. So, but yeah, I highly recommend that, Greg. Check out The Strange Thing About the Johnsons. You can watch it on YouTube and it's a beautiful, like widescreen transfer. It's all nice and shit. But it's definitely worth your 25 minutes if you want to feel uncomfortable. And maybe very, very gross after too. It's
hell yeah, I love it.
It's something else.
Movies, man, it ain't gonna bother me.
I the one that I liked that I'd never seen or heard of was The Divide. Did you watch that one yet?
I picked up the Blu-ray. I've never actually seen the movie before, so yeah, it's just on the pile to watch. So I'll get to it.
I thought it was pretty decent. And then I watched some stuff that I didn't have high hopes going into, and they were just like pretty, they're okay, like The Right and Red Riding Hood. Mm-hmm. And then I watched Take Shelter with Michael Shannon.
Yeah, I watched that one too.
That one's pretty good. It's not really horror.
I picked up the Blu-ray.
And then I can see where you call it horror, but like, it's not. It's really marginal.
Same thing with Contagion. Not really a horror film, but man, that movie.
I would call
Got what you say?
I was just gonna say I would call Take Shelter horror before Contagion, probably.
I put them about the same, but Contagion is like after like the whole COVID-19 pandemic, going back and watching Contagion, it's super interesting.
Yeah, I've heard that.
We watched it right at the start of COVID.
So I think I did too, actually. I watched a bunch of those.
Oh, it was the number one movie on Netflix. Like for a long time during COVID and shit. Like it was crazy. Yeah. Everyone wanted it because it became true. Like
yeah.
Fucking nuts, man.
But I wanted to ask Greg, you actually, I think don't quote me on this, but don't you have like a spin-off Italian horror show or Italian review show?
Yeah, we do it every other Friday. We kind of we call it double. So basically, every other Friday we have a Land of the Creeps presents. So Ian Urza and myself, we do what's called Black Glove Mystery. So we do Italian giallo, and we have been tying in a little bit of like Eurocrime and Policias and stuff as well as like a little bonus review. We've done Convoy Busters recently, Blast Fighter as well. But yeah, we've been doing that we're on like our 22nd episode of those. So yeah.
Blast Fighters.
Cool. So yeah, you're like a perfect guest for Italian Horror Month over here on 22 Shots.
I was actually going to ask you, JP, have you been listening to Exploding Heads? Because I noticed the first couple weeks of October they had like they do double feature reviews and stuff. Like one was Italian and one wasn't, kind of thing. Like was that just planned for Italian month, or was it just the way it went down with them?
I have not been listening to any podcasts at all for like the last like year and a half, dude.
Okay, I was just wondering because I was looking at their just at their episode list and stuff, and I noticed that they had done Deep Red with another film. They weren't like comparable, like they were just kind of offbeat to each other. And I was
Maybe.
like, okay. But
Maybe
yeah.
that's what they're doing. I know like there's a couple other shows or like, writers and stuff that participate in Italian Horror Month, which is cool to see.
Right.
So yeah. But I did want to just give a little bit of a background on how I knew Greg, and I wanted to ask you, Greg, so when did you start Land of the Creeps? Because it's over 10 years, right?
Yeah. I think it was 2011 was when I originally had the Creeps for Feature Horror Show, which was in 2010, and then I ran it for like 50 some episodes, and then we swapped over, and I joined a network of a name that I will not, the name that will not be mentioned, as we say over in Land of the Creeps. Started a network, and
it's okay. We're an unfiltered show, man. What was the network? Because we've been on networks that didn't. I shouldn't say. Well, what did we were on a couple different networks that were.
Yeah, we were on a couple different.
Different well, actually, it wasn't. I should say a network. Yeah, it was a network, but the Horror Podcast Network. But we was over there with Bill Shady and the groups. So we had different groups like Attack the Killer Podcast was over there, and
Terror Troop.
Yeah, Terror Troop was over there. Several of them like that. But in 2010, when I had Creeps for Feature, I ran it, and then when we started over into that network, I switched the name over to Land of the Creeps, and so it was around 2011.
Yeah, it was the Blood Feast trilogy, right? Was that the first episode?
Yeah, H.G. Lewis. Yeah,
I remember that. I actually found you guys on that network way back then when you like pretty much when you first started, putting out episodes, and I listened to for years and years and years and years. I just don't listen to podcasts too much anymore right now, but I always check in with Land of the Creeps every once in a while and listen, because I always liked you guys' show, and I remember you guys doing like Texas Chainsaw franchise and Chucky franchise and stuff, and always listen to those franchise shows. And then also, I remember you guys did like a 24-hour live stream or something, right? Like a live show for Halloween one year.
Oh, it felt like it. No, we literally went 9, almost 10 hours straight.
Oh, okay. It felt like
it was like a horror-thon, man. We had like Sean Clark. Everybody popped on.
So that was like a normal 22 shots episode right there.
Yeah. Exactly. Dude, and I did not take a piss break. I did not leave the mic.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Hours, bro, it was painful by the time I got done, dude.
I just like to keep an empty bottle,
OG, dude. You've been podcasting forever, man.
So it was 2011, and you guys have what 300 and something episodes?
Yeah, we're at 346, I think.
So you guys are almost like exactly 100 ahead of us, and we started in 2012. I think 2012, 2013. Oh yeah. So this is 10 years for us, but we also take like long, like 6 months breaks and stuff. But I mean, I'm sure we'd probably be over 350 episodes too, but we take long breaks just because of scheduling and stuff. We're so busy in life.
We take off like 4 or 5, 6 months a year, all combined,
Sometimes, I mean, things happen. Like I've took a couple hiatuses for a couple months in between here and there with the,
well, I mean, it's typical life shit though, right? Like when you gotta
keep it enjoyable. Like if like you get do it like for so long, you're gonna like just get so like sick of it, and you're not gonna last as long.
I find the resets always work so well. Like once we come back after the summer, like we come back and like we've been on a roll here. Like we haven't missed an episode in like 4 or 5, whatever it is. But like we'll keep going until until the new year and stuff like that. But the reset always really does help. I think if you're going weekly or bi-weekly all year, it's like, man, shit can kind of get a little bit complicated. And I never want it to feel like a job. So that reset just really does everything for like the mentality. And I get super excited towards the end of the summer and, back to school and stuff. I'm like, hey, the podcast is coming back. I'm like, you get into that mode and shit like that. And I want to feel like that. I don't want to feel like I'm doing, just something because I have to. Like, that's the last thing in the world I ever want to do.
That's where we've kind of fell into, because we do run weekly now. We do the Black Glove Mysteries every Friday, every other Friday. Then we do our regular show. So, but what I did this year to change it up is we went and started doing a top, started in January. We did our top 5 horror movies of the decade. So for 1980s right now. So we started in January and we're taking October, November off or whatever. And then December, we're coming back with our top 10 of the whole decade of 1980. So it was something different for us to kind of change up the vibe, because instead of just doing regular movie reviews.
Is that per year, or is it just the year 1980, like 1980 right through 89?
Yeah, we did it all the way through 89. So we're fixing to do our top 10 next month. So that's been fun. I'm going to continue that next year. It just gives us something a little different, man, to change up the flow a little bit.
Mhm.
So we do that.
Yeah. Yeah, the top lists are always fun shows to do. They're easy.
Fucking hate this.
Yeah, like
I love top retro list shows in general.
That's the one thing about this show is that like we're constantly prepping for a show down the road. Like as we do Italian month, like I'm still prepping for 2011, which will happen probably in February. Like we're always prepping for like 2-3 shows at a time because you know you're doing Italian month, which you're watching and doing all these shows, but then I'm still watching 23 movies. So I'm prepping for the year end show, and then I'm doing 2011 all at the same time. So we're constantly prepping for months and months at a time. Like obviously the current year is the prep all year, but there is a crunch time. But like, yeah, we end up prepping for so many different shows at one time. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of what like separates us and makes us unique from a lot of other shows is that we do those kind of shows because I don't know anybody else that really does stuff like that. And you know, in a world where podcasts there's so many of them, doing anything to sort of like separate yourself is a good thing. But
it's such a watered down thing now. Like, I mean, when, you know, in 2011, when Land of the Creeps and we were in 2012, 13, like there wasn't as many. It's funny now because me and JP, we've talked about this before, and like, you know, people would be like, "Oh, you got a podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah." I got a like. I don't get excited when I tell people about it because like I feel like everybody has a fucking podcast. But then I try to explain to people, I'm like, "Yeah, we've been going for about 10 years," and then people are like, "Holy shit, really?" Like, and then they get more intrigued. They're like 10 years. I'm like, yeah, we kind of started at a different time. It wasn't as watered down. There wasn't as many shows. Like we kind of did our own thing. And that's, I think what separated our show from a lot of shows is that I just didn't pay attention to a lot of the shows and follow the trends and shit. We just did our own fucking thing. Like we had segments. We changed the format of the show so many times, but people always tell us like, man, you guys were crushing those, you know, franchise shows. And we like what we watch segment. Like we did so many things that I think that other shows just weren't doing at the time.
Yeah, and I also stole shit from other shows too, though.
I didn't because I never listened to like when
you didn't know that it was stolen.
No, I didn't. And I, honest to God, I didn't because when we started up this podcast, I had never once ever listened to a horror podcast. Like the only podcasts and shit that I ever did listen to would be music ones, right? Because I did radio for like 10, 12 years myself, right? So I have that background, but I never actually listened to like podcasts. Like it was radio shows that kind of, I guess you can call them whatever. It's just kind of the same thing, but it's just music based, right? That's all I could go off of. So
yeah, well, I mean, but we would also sort of tweak the things that like I had heard from other shows too. Like I'm pretty sure that the segments, you know, like your Italian Stallion and my Horror 101 and stuff, I'm pretty sure that like Greg and those crews over there did segments like that. I think that's where I got that idea.
Really?
Didn't you guys
I wouldn't even know that,
Greg?
Yeah, we did. Back in the day, I used to do Slash from the Stash each episode.
Yeah, Slash from the Stash.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Dave Becker did like one time he did I don't even remember, something like damn movies from whatever decade. And yeah, we all had our own little thing. I think Haddonfield Hatchet back in the day used to do vampire films. So we did little shits like that. I haven't done segments in a while like that.
Yeah, but that's where I got that from.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, JP. So our whole show's just been a fabric. So all these years I've been thinking we're so original, but you actually stole everything from fucking So what about the dub thing? Was like round trip?
No, that was I didn't steal that.
I know I definitely came up with the dub.
It was an homage.
I know the dub thing was definitely my creation because he used to piss Jeremy Reed off when I would say dub. He's like, the fuck, stop it. He gets so pissy, and I'm like, and I just kept doing it because I was like, man, if it's gonna piss him off, and it's just such an easy thing to do, right? Like, oh fuck.
No, you guys, like y'all have always crushed. Like I've always loved your shows. And Moodz, I've been messaging you off and on for years as well. Yeah. I'd go to, man. Used to watch your YouTube videos like crazy, bro. I was like, man, this dude's a beast, man. Like, right. Especially when you get your damn pile of movies with like 300 movies. Let's do it. I'm like, oh, dude, what the hell? And it's not like it was just random shit. Like, dude, you were getting like killer shit. So I'm like, well, damn, I got to find out where he's buying all these movies. Hey, Moodz, where you get the damn?
Yeah, you like back then, like you were definitely one of the few people that actually had like a real fortress of movies. I think that's like the appealing thing.
Yeah.
Man, I know. Like, I feel like I'm falling into like I have an update that I haven't done for like 4 months, and it's going to take me like 4 hours to do it. It's like it's so bad, dude. It's just so bad. It's like back in the day bad. I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, enough of that. I'm thinking I might even just do a live stream and do it that way. Fucking that's Tom stole my okay. So get this, JP. So Tom did a live stream up like DVD, Blu-ray media update a couple months back, and it was like a 3-hour thing. I'm sure he was conversing with the people too, answering questions and shit. So it took a while, but it's funny because I had said I can't remember who I was talking to, but I was like, man, I got to get this up. I should do a live stream because I kind of like I've done a few live streams, me and Godzilla and a couple other ones and stuff. And I kind of like doing them. They're kind of fun to converse and stuff. And I'm like, it'd probably be the easier way to get this thing done without having to do a lot of editing and fucking just piecing this thing together. I feel like if I did this YouTube video, it's going to be like fucking 4 hours long. Might as well just do it as a live stream. And it wasn't a week later, I see this video live stream update from Tom the Horseball. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, I can't do that now. I was literally going to do it that like the next week, and I was like, man, everyone's gonna think I just stole his idea. I'm like, fuck me, man.
Who cares?
So I never went through it. I still haven't even done the update because I'm like, maybe if I just do it a couple months down the road, people forget that he did and I just stole his idea. Here I am, just like totally admitting it, but no, it was really strange timing. But I really want to get this out of the way because I need to put shit away, and the life of a collector, you got to move shit around for days to fit one movie in.
Dude, my collection is so fucking jacked up right now, dude.
Yeah, mine too.
Rough.
Yeah.
I have like a month's worth of movies to put away.
Yeah, I do too, man. I've gotten selective though because I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment right now. So man, like my room space is
I never thought I was gonna be like this tight on space like as quick as I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually have gotten a little more selective just because of, and we talked about this last week, just because of prices. Everything is so much more expensive now.
Man, what do you think that Severin Black Friday package is going to cost? Because they have 9 announcements, and
it's going to be like 6 easy payments of like $79.99.
Well, the thing is, like, I think for international buyers like myself, I don't think you can do that. You have to be, I think, American to do those type of deals and shit. So I'd have to pay in a lump sum, which is whatever. But I mean, it's not whatever. But I mean, if that's what I got to do, I got to do. But the package, it's been a long time since I've seen like an entire announcement that I was pretty intrigued by. Yeah. A little bit disappointing that they didn't have the Force of Sauve film in there, which Stage Fright. That would have been the trifecta, though, right? Like,
you could have done it like a Suave package.
Yeah, it was really. I'm assuming that Lustig must still have the rights from Blue Underground because I'm sure they probably would have liked to do that one with the other 3.
I'm surprised he hasn't then. Instead of like releasing Zombie for like the 13th time.
Well, he did put like Blue Underground did put the Blu-ray out of that, but yeah, he's never done another special edition because you know how Blue Underground rocks. They do an edition, then they put out another one, and then like Zombie's been released. I think there's like a dozen releases for
That's what Blue Underground. It's like just some of the movies that they've like put on 4K if he owns the rights. Like I would have to imagine like Stage Fright would be above the fucking like above the chop like the chopping block on
but the fact
like the
that
final countdown.
But the fact that like Severin didn't announce that just makes me question that the rights are still in Lustig's hands.
Yeah, maybe it's like a music problem or something, or the rights are just like just torched, or like nobody knows who has the rights.
Well, their box set, I know they're releasing that box sets. They're having that 50% off sale. I was checking that out because I do want the non-exploitation one they got.
Mm-hmm. I have that.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna have it for like I was looking at just now $70 where it's normally 95. Like okay, whatever.
They should have it cheaper than that. I think they said everything's 50%, right?
It should be 50 right now. So right now they got it 30% off. So I'm assuming it'll be a bit.
Yeah, it'll be 50. So
yeah, because I think I got it for 50 before too.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get like that Psychotic Women set and probably just Cemetery Man.
Oh, yeah, you should definitely get the House of Psychotic Women set.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to get something else so I can get free shipping. So that kind of just fits in perfect.
Right. Yeah, I was looking at that 50% off box set sale, and I looked at what they had listed for the items, and I'm like, I have every one of these sets except for the Lenzi one. But I have all those movies individually. Like I have all the Blu-rays individually, right? So
yeah,
I'm like, well, I don't really need to pick up that box set because it's just I'm just double dipping for a box essentially. So
yeah.
But that's one thing you guys know. I'm a box set whore. So like when I saw the 50%, I'm like, oh fuck, maybe because I haven't picked up the Emmanuel one yet because it's just so expensive. I'm like, my God.
Tyler bought it at fucking Cinema Wasteland, and they gave him like a bunch of free shit because he bought it.
I remember that.
Remember Wasteland last year?
No, it must have been Dan. I bought.
Oh, it was Dan. It was Dan, the cameraman. That's right.
Yeah, because I bought the Changeling, Blood for Dracula, and Drowning by Numbers. So it was like 3 for 100 on the 4Ks or something.
I got a bunch of free
Yeah,
shit from
Dan
Severin
goes
that
up and
last
he's
year,
like,
too.
yeah, I want to buy this minion set because I'm a pervert.
That sounds like something he would say.
That's awesome. Yeah, I went ape at Wasteland with the Severin too. Remember, I bought those big box sets and shit, and
Yeah.
that was fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
I got
man. Really
stupid.
pissed.
I didn't like have many Vincents last year. I've probably picked up like 30 over this past year, and like I went ape shit at the Vincent table that year.
It's so hard not to when you're at those cons, man. You see
Even
all that
this
shit.
year I
You're
did
like,
too. What's like they were giving this year too, like if like not even if you're a subscriber, but if like you just like have an account, they were letting you sign in and giving you 10% off for having an account this year.
Wait, seriously? I didn't know that. Why didn't you tell me?
I thought they just asked everyone. Like the girl
Dude,
kept asking
What
everyone.
an asshole.
at Vincent?
Yeah, because like I got a wicked good deal on that Roadhouse like thing that's like that Roadhouse set that's like out of print. They had like the original box sets and like it was only like $40.
Those are the VSUs.
Yeah, it was like the original VSU.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's like out of print now, like with the pull on box. And like that was only like $40 and they let me sign in and gave me like 10% off and gave you the points for it. Well, you got hosed. That sucks. I spent like probably like.
Well, I didn't buy anything, so I didn't get hosed, but I might have bought it something.
Oh, I thought you like. I thought you meant like you went and bought it and you didn't say anything.
No, because I owned like all their new shit because I'd pretty much bought every package throughout the year. And then their old shit, you know, I wasn't buying it full price when I know that it's usually discounted at sales, you know?
Yeah.
Man, I actually just clicked on. I wanted to see what my reward points were at. Man, I got 9,182 points.
yeah.
9,000?
Wow.
Yeah, dude, that's
Dude,
how much.
get the little wooden shelf display.
Fuck,
That's what
man.
I'm saving my points for.
I probably only got
what
like
is
30
that?
bucks. How many do I have?
It's like the little wooden like new arrivals thing.
Yeah, I don't see
like
it. I don't see it in here for the. I don't think they have them anymore. Actually, you know what's funny? My buddy has one in his store that I always get the shit from.
Yeah,
He
I
actually
like
has
that
one in his
thing.
store. Yeah,
I think it's 5,000 points.
I don't see it in the rewards
Or it's
section, man.
10,000.
So it must be gone. I bet you it's sold out.
I just looked at it yesterday.
Oh shit,
I'm
maybe.
curious. I totally forgot they have points.
I got a couple patches. I should pick a couple patches for my new
Maybe.
hoodie I'm working on. But yeah, like I got 9,000 points. This is fucking that's kind of depressing in a sense because like that's, you know, where all the money
That's
went.
a lot of fucking points, dude. I have
Dude,
3,000.
I buy a lot of the sister shit, right? The sister fucking label stuff too.
Oh, you're right. It is gone, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I know. I was just I was just thinking about that when you said like points and redeem. I was like, okay, I gotta check out what I got there.
That flask set is kind of cool though.
I have one of the I got the Vincent slip mat. I got that one years and years ago. I actually have it on my table right beside me right now.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah.
I think it's one of the only things I have. Actually, I have one of the air fresheners hanging in my truck that I had for years and years too. People always ask me about that. They're like, that thing's awesome. Where'd you get that? I'm like, Vinegar Syndrome. It says right on it.
That's I got glass ornament, man, at VHS. Badass.
Yeah, that's fucking sweet too. Yeah. But yeah, so Greg, so you are first time on the show. You know what we usually do with first time guests? We do a little thing called 5 questions. It's nothing crazy. It's usually the same questions because I don't try to get too complicated with them. Easy answers. Sometimes people they struggle with the answers because they don't really think about them or don't worry about the answers too often, but you know, it is what it is. So you want to get into these 5 questions or what?
Fire away, buddy.
Pretty simple shit, man. And I usually start everybody out with the same question because I feel like these type of questions I always like to know about when I'm listening to shows or whatever the fuck it may be, just about people. I'm always curious on what their favorites of shit is. So what's your all-time favorite horror film?
That's a running joke. Halloween 78, hands down.
Right. I think I actually knew the answer to that anyway. So
I'm laughing because like everybody that knows Halloween 78. Oh, really?
right.
What's your second favorite horror film?
It's more for the listeners that don't know your show and stuff. And then I just feel like if they're just, you know, listening to our show and stuff like that, it's just kind of give them a little bit of insight into what you like,
number 2's hard, man. Like I throw Motel Hell in my top 5. Like I love Motel Hell so fucking much. But
really crazy.
I'm obsessed with that movie.
That's interesting because we just did the top 10 in 1980 show not too long ago. And did anybody actually have Motel Hell?
I don't think anybody had Motel Hell on their top 10.
I mean, it obviously made the extended list of like 11 to 25. It was on a bunch of lists, I think, whatever. But yeah, well, that's why I bring that up because I'm like, I don't think it was on anyone's top 10 list, but here is like your top 5 of all time. So would you say that being one of your, all time favorite films, would that be your favorite film from 1980?
Actually, I could tell you right here in a couple minutes. If you want to go next, I can come in because I did my 1980 top 5, and I can tell you what it was. I don't think it was that one though. I think
Friday the 13th.
Which one?
Friday the 13th.
No.
80's a tough year, man. Like, I mean, for me,
80's very deep.
It's so deep. Like, it literally has a bunch of films that are in my all-time favorite list. Like in my top 15. It's just nuts. Like, it's so hard for me to break down.
My top 5, 1980. Number 5 was Maniac. Number 4 was Alligator. Number 3 was Friday 13th. Number 2 was The Fog. Number 1, Motel Hell.
Was Motel.
Was Motel. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because mine was City of Living Dead.
City of Living Dead is such a kick-ass movie.
Okay, so on the flip side of that, this being like Italian horror month, what's your favorite Italian film? Horror, giallo, whatever you want to. Just Italian.
I'll just do Italian. Like for me, Dario Argento is my favorite Italian director, second favorite director of all time. So for me, it's in between Deep Red and Tenebrae Tenebra, however you want to spell it. I say Tenebra, but it's Tenebrae Tenebra, whatever you want to call it. But that is between that one and Deep Red, man. I go back and forth with for being my favorite.
Right. Crazy. Yeah, Deep Red is like I love that movie so much, man. Yeah. I mean, nothing take away from Tenebrae is awesome too, but like Deep Red, I always talk about my love for that film.
I watched Deep Red this week, and I'm like, I'm so high on that movie now compared to where I've ever been.
Yeah,
do 11.
I think it's my favorite from him now. I never would have thought that like a couple years ago.
Mm. So you said your favorite director of all time is Argento. So
John Carpenter. John Carpenter's favorite all time, but then Argento is my second.
Yeah, that's always the second question. Favorite director. So Carpenter is your favorite, and then Argento's your favorite Italian kind of director.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a sense. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Carpenter, man. It's just he had such an amazing run of films. Like it honestly cannot be like I always say, like between Carpenter and Cronenberg, man. Yeah, those two right there have two of the longest, like, amazing streaks in like horror history. Like, you just can't fuck with it. There's a lot of directors out there that have great films scattered throughout their career, but the runs that those two had is really tough to fuck with, man. Like, I mean, Argento's obviously up there too. Like, Argento's run with his giallos into his horror films into the late 80s and stuff, like, that's an incredible ass run too. Like, Fulci's my favorite director of all time.
Yeah.
But I can't say that he had a longer streak than any of those guys. Like Carpenter or like Fulci had like that, that late 70s, early 80s run of like 4 or 5 films that was crazy. I mean, Manhattan Baby falls in that kind of, and that one's kind of a miss, but like, it's kind of a weird piece because like he has all these classic films and then he's got Manhattan Baby. It's like, what the fuck just happened? Like, it's like the weirdest thing.
Fulci feels to me like he was much more of like a worker than like Argento, who probably had more time to like develop.
Argento more of an artist.
Yeah, he had more of a time to like to had more time to like develop his films and just kind of like do what he wanted. Where Fulci, like, he has more movies and like he has way more genres and like different types of movies than like Argento.
Yeah, I think that's how like Craven was too, like more of a worker.
Yeah, I would agree with that because he has a lot of stuff that you would not expect. He even made like an art film like in like the late 90s, I think. Like I forgot, something of the heart, like music of the heart. Yeah.
I think that wasn't that didn't somebody win an Academy Award in that movie?
Someone might have got nominated or something. But I know he was working with like bigger talent than like he'd really ever worked with in like his movies. Like he was like with some like really
such a weird movie for Wes Craven.
Yeah, I think Meryl Streep's in it.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Like that's kind of nuts.
Is it the one with all the shorts? Is like a bunch of different stories in that one?
That's a different one. That's like J'ai Tamiame or something.
Yeah, it's like a French one, right?
Yeah, he made another movie that's like it's just a feature-length movie. It was just more of like an adult drama, like an art house type
movie. I know which one you're talking. Yeah, that's crazy. That is so bizarre, right?
Yeah, it's like I think Meryl Streep was in it.
Yeah, Wes Craven.
She got nominated for Best Actress.
Oh, there you go.
Well, doesn't she get nominated every time she's in a movie?
Every year, literally every time she's in a movie.
That's crazy, man.
She has the record, I think.
I think she even got nominated for like Death Becomes Her, like that goofy fucking movie with like Bruce Willis.
I'm pretty sure she did.
She did. Like it's a movie you would think that nobody would get nominated for anything except for Razzies. And here she is like at the Academy Awards going, yeah, I starred in Death Becomes Her. Like what?
Like
it's fucking crazy, man. So crazy.
To her credit, though, I've seen like a lot of her movies from like the late 70s, early 80s, and that woman could really act like back then.
So Greg, I got to give it up to you, man. Like The Fog being your number 2 and Carpenter being, you know, your director and shit. Like I'm a massive fucking fan of The Fog also. Like my love for that movie is crazy, like where it doesn't really get shared in this show as much. Like I know JP is a huge Carpenter fan, but I feel like The Fog wouldn't even make his top 10 kind of thing. Like it's
honestly, I'm a pretty big Carpenter fan too. He's probably
I'm not a huge fan of The Fog.
I don't understand how you couldn't. Like it has everything that you want in a film, man. It's got the great story at the beginning. It's got great atmosphere. It's got boat scenes, which is always a plus, right? It's got it's got the creepy fucking literal fog. And I love the story of the movie too. Like the whole aspect of like, you know, them coming back on the 100-year anniversary. I just love everything about The Fog. It's like a perfect horror film to me, man.
Yeah.
Motherfucking stash in it, man. Come on, man.
What I find like really admirable about Carpenter in general is like, he was just really consistent and he didn't overcomplicate things. He just made good, like classic horror stories and he hit the ending and he was always unique that he like controlled like the music and he like gave his like films his own touch because of that.
That's what I love about the Carpenter projects now, like his instrumental records and shit. Like him and his son will like come up with these ideas for these movies and then they'll write the scores to them. Right. Yeah. So it's kind of cool when you listen to these instrumental records, like you're like, what kind of movie did he write a small synopsis for, you know, like, and create this music for and shit? Like, I love listening to the records going like, what do you think this was? Like, was this a post-apocalyptic one or was this like a fucking, you know, it's kind of cool, man. I love what he's been doing with that, but I feel like
he even had his chance too. Like, I don't know, you guys have probably seen this, but a lot of people haven't. Is like he directed Starman in the early 80s, which like that was another movie that somebody got an Academy Award nomination. And that was more like an adult like sci-fi drama. So like he did like have his chances like the same way like Wes Craven did with like, you know, maybe some more like, what's the right word for it? Like more like upscaled projects or something. I don't know how to put it.
Right. Yeah. Fucking Carpenter though, man. The Fog. I just don't get it, JP. I just, you know, with everything I know about you and what you like and what you don't like and shit, like that's the one movie that always still confuses me more than anything. It's not like I'm mad. Like I don't care if you like or dislike a movie. Like if you hate my favorite movie, like I don't give a fuck if it doesn't affect my love for it. That's one thing I had never understood about when we talk about movies and people get mad. You're like, what do you mean you don't like that movie? It's like, why do I have to like that? Why are you getting mad that I don't like that movie? Because it does it affect your love for that movie?
Dude, I know some people like that. It's crazy.
There's only one person I know that literally gets so butthurt if you don't like the same movies as that person. And like, it's actually outrageous to watch. You can see him fuming. And I'm like, why do I know some like this people movie, that bro?
Like will kind of like question like your like like the validity of your taste. Like if you like certain movies.
Yeah, I do that to you.
Yeah, but I mean, I usually don't question people, but unless I'm confused by it, because like I said, I know JP is a huge Carpenter fan, but then his love or his lack of enthusiasm and love for The Fog is just one that is just a fucking head scratcher to me, man. Like I literally sit there and go, why in the fuck, out of all the love that he has for this director who's done this type of movie? No, I'm not that specific type, but like, you know, Carpenter's got a style, right? And like that you wouldn't like The Fog more because it has a great cast for the most part. I'm going to piss Greg off in this episode.
For the most part.
You know, everybody knows. I mean, I'm sure Greg, like I'm not the hugest Jamie Lee Curtis fan in the world, and Greg's he's probably just keeping fucking screaming at me. Now, we're talking about people getting mad about shit. Now I'm fucking hanging up on this.
Come on.
I never said Jamie Lee Curtis was bad at all. I've never said that once. People put words in my mouth all the time about that. I've never said that she was bad. I said I'm just on.
I'm honestly the same way. I'm not the biggest fan of her either.
But
no hurt.
I mean, her character in the movie, it's not like she's a total side character in the fog and stuff like that. So it's not like it doesn't, you know, it is what it is. It's more about the stars in the film.
I like Adrienne Barbeau. And
honestly, I don't think like Jamie Lee Curtis even became that great of an actor until like the late 80s.
Right.
Outside of her horror films.
Yeah.
Like she was in, like, I'm not saying she's a bad actress or anything, but she's not doing anything special in like any of those.
Well, I think it's also
Well,
partly
I
the
think
reason why
she's
she
great
kind of
in Halloween.
Yeah, I think she's good in the movie, but I think you could have picked. I think there's a lot of people that could, could have played that role.
I always found like it was kind of one of the reasons why she kind of disowned or disbanded from the horror. I mean, she didn't want to get pigeonholed either and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And like, you can't blame someone for that.
No, I think it's because when she was able to like, expand her acting chops and stuff and these films that weren't genre related and shit, that's where she kind of found her niche and she became a better actress. And I can see why you wouldn't want to go back to that realm and why she did it for so long. And like, but she always kind of blew my mind. Like she, like a lot of actors from that time period and stuff, they were kind of ignorant to the fact of like how cult their films really were. And like Jamie Lee Curtis didn't really even know about like these cons and people's like obsession with Halloween and like horror films in general. Like it's crazy.
Well, she actually kind of like talked shit on it a little bit at first, but then I think it was back when it was like one of the anniversaries, she went to a convention and kind of changed her whole mindset about like horror and like the fandom and stuff, which was really nice to see because you never want to see someone that you admire like not like.
I feel like back then it had much more of a negative public opinion.
Yeah,
and it was just more associated with like degeneracy.
I think people needed to witness it for themselves. I think like when you're out on the outside of the box looking in, you're like, okay, there's a bunch of fucking dorks and it's like not really for me. But then when you see it firsthand, like like when you see it firsthand, you're like, oh my God, these people are not what I pictured them to be. And there's so much love here. There's so much expression and there's so much just like, I want to be part of this now. It's kind of crazy. Like I use the analogy of like, people, there's a lot of people out there that can't watch baseball on TV because it's too slow and it's like watching paint dry and stuff like that. But then, you put these people inside the ballpark and then all of a sudden they're the biggest baseball fans in the world. It changes everything, right? When you're up close and personal and it's just a different environment and different. You
really can't compare to live sports. It's like, it's phenomenal.
Yeah. And that's what I think with some of these people that were on the outside looking at these cons and like these fans, like what the fuck, bunch of weirdos and shit. And then they get involved in it and they're like, oh, this is not what I thought it was going to be like. Like these people are just so in love with me, like, and they just have so much appreciation for the arts and shit. And it's just, they grow to like it. I think that's kind of what happened with her a little bit too. Right. So, yeah, but who knows?
Well, she came back for 3 more fucking Halloween films.
And that's what I'm saying though, too. Right. Like, I think when she started doing those cons and she realized the love that and the cultness that these films had and stuff. And it wasn't just like a bad thing. And, that part of her life wasn't over, kind of thing. When she realized that, come back and do these movies. Right. So
I think one thing with it too is like she's at a point in her career to come back and do those movies where she doesn't have anything to prove to anyone. Mm-hmm. So she's like, I think she's more willing now to like give back to the fans, especially now she has an Oscar. But like, I feel like when she was younger too, I'm sure there was a part of like her trying to live up to her parents, like just being like,
no doubt.
Yeah, like she definitely got like the opportunity to get into the business because of her parents, and like I think it was probably a part of her too that like felt like she wanted, she aspired to be like them and be movie stars like they were. So that might have definitely had something to do with it, which you just can't blame someone for that either.
Right. Yeah, I mean, when you become the spokesperson for like those that healthy yogurt and shit like that, you got nothing to prove in your life anymore.
Isn't there like a diarrhea thing she's like the spokesman for?
Yeah, it's something. It's TV. I don't know what it is, but it like cleans out your system. It's like yogurt that clears your system.
I know it's for diarrhea. That's all
I'll never forget the commercial. Activia.
Yeah, that's what it is. Right. Yeah,
3 fucking times.
It cleans you out, man. It cleans you out. Oh man, that's so fucking funny to me, man.
Gross.
Her best performance is H2O in horror.
You think so?
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, I know you mentioned that a bunch of times on the show. What do you think? What do you think her is best or like? Best. What do you think, Craig? What is your favorite or best? Or if you,
78, of course, with her. But I mean, she was definitely good in H2O. I like her number 2, even with her wig on. I mean, I love her in Road Games with Stacy Keach. I thought she done good, even though she is kind of I don't want to say side character, but of course Stacy being more.
I like that movie is just so fucking boring to me. I'm sorry.
I like Road Games.
Road Games.
It's just random too.
I love Stacy Keach.
Australian road.
Stacy Keach is the man.
I love Stacey Keach, man.
The reason I think that her performance in H2O is the best is one, because she has more to work with. Like the character's more dynamic than her character.
Of course.
H2 or whatever. Like she has like when you throw in the sun aspect and like the 20 years of being in fear and changing her whole entire life, there's more depth to it, whereas like in the new trilogy, that's the stuff I felt like they mishandled that aspect of her and did it much better in H2O.
Greg, are you a fan of the new trilogy? Are you a fan of the films?
I'm a fan of the first two. I didn't like Halloween Ends, but the first two,
which is like the one we all like the most.
I think that
honestly, I don't
that's
really
the separation. That's literally the separation.
I don't think any of them are which are really good, but like I definitely enjoyed 3 the most, even if it might be like they're just like there's parts in like in Halloween Kills that just like I don't know, or Halloween Ends, whatever it is, just had me like dying like at the randomness of it.
Yeah, I didn't.
The whole Corey thing when he would like get on a motorcycle and like I don't know, like freaking what's the like 80s like technocore, like I don't know, like would start playing. I was like, what is this, a fucking Michael Mann movie? Like it just like it was so random and it made me laugh, but like I loved it for that. And I love like the ending of the people just standing around. I mean,
I just thought it was the most fucking interesting because it was the most different since Halloween.
I will give it that, and I think like this, like that last act where like Jamie Lee like gets in the room like alone with them. I thought that was like the best like 10 like 15 minutes of like the new trilogy like period.
Yeah, it's an interesting. I mean, maybe we'll do it next year. I don't know.
No, I think that's actually what we're going to be doing for Halloween next year. Just give it.
I would like to redo the whole fucking franchise. Honestly, dude.
I mean, honestly,
I would be so
probably
down for
changed. I mean, my opinions on the Halloween franchise have changed so drastically from year to like they always do. Like,
well, I want to talk about H2 more than anything because we all didn't like it when we watched it back then, and I love it now. So I would love to revisit.
No, I think actually when we finally recorded that, I think we'd come around on it because I'd seen it a couple times.
Yeah, we liked it more than we.
Are you talking Rob Zombie's H2?
Yeah.
Okay.
We liked it a bit more than we did, but I'm saying like now I love it. So
it's honestly one of my favorites in the entire franchise. Like. It's crazy to think like, and this has happened with a lot of movies though too, where you watch a movie. You have an opinion on it, and then it either goes one way or the other. Like when I talk about the Dawn of the Dead remake, I've mentioned this many, many times. It's a great example of a film that I really loved when it came out. And every time I watched it after, I liked it less and less. And I probably don't even fucking like the thing anymore, man, because it just goes down the fucking rabbit hole for me, man. It's crazy. But
it's
H2,
actually funny is because I remember you talking about this multiple times over the years. You can almost see the arc of you not liking it on YouTube.
Yeah, and it's so weird because H2 was like it was kind of the opposite because like I walked out of the theater and I was like in a blank stare going, fuck. Like I was lost for words, man. Yeah. I was like, I didn't know what to think or I couldn't even like conjure up a fucking opinion of it because I was so not confused by the narrative and stuff. Like I get the metaphors and stuff, like what Rob Zombie's doing with it after I thought about it.
That shit at all back.
No. I had to think about it like for days. I had to think about it, and I was like, okay. And then when you come to conclusion on it, whatever your conclusion may be, and then you watch the movie over and over again, like it's actually a pretty decent film. And like the one thing I do like about the Mike Myers character in that film, and which is actually a thing that a lot of people hate about it, is that, you know, he makes sounds and he grunts but he's just so fucking vicious and violent in that film that it adds this element to just, I don't know. I like it, man. I like the
atmosphere of it. And I also I like the themes of trauma and how each character handles it differently. And also, like, when I had first seen it, like, the very first time, I didn't even see it in a theater. Like, I was instantly, like, turned off by it and pissed off and went in through the rest of the movie not liking it because of the opening dream sequence.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? Because I hated that.
Okay. I mean, Tyler, you've listened to the show for a long time. Greg, you probably know too. And obviously, JP, you know my thoughts on dream sequences that turn out to be dream sequences. Right, like I always say, it's ironic because
that one's so fucking long and it's good. There's
It's so good, and then it turns. It's because it cheats. I feel like you're getting cheated. You're like, oh my god,
because
so
none
great.
of it mattered. That was the the problem I have with it.
Nothing mattered. But like, me with dream sequences in films, I'm just like, oh my god, it's so I can fucking just get rid of those things completely. The irony is, like I've mentioned many times, Nightmare on Elm Street's my favorite franchise, and it has to do completely with dreams. But if your movie's about dreams, I'm fine with that. But like Rob Zombie, like that thing just. I think that's the reason why the whole movie didn't work for me in the cinema, because you see this fucking sequence. It's so awesome. And all of a sudden you're like, none of that even happened. That's what?
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck? It was so off-putting that, it was one of those moments where I stopped eating my popcorn. That's crazy for me. Yeah. I'm like, I felt sick to I was like, my God, I just got cheated. And the whole movie was kind of ruined for me at that point. But it's one of those things where you got to kind of get past it, right? And then that's why rewatching film sometimes is super beneficial. Going back to the whole Dave Z thing, like watching a film for the first time, like a lot of these films we will watch for the first time and review them and stuff. But, opinions change after time. It may go one way or the other. Rob Zombie, like Halloween 2 is one of those great examples, and Dawn of the Dead. Those are the two I always think of that have went in different ways for me over the years. So. But what were we talking about? God, 22 fucking shots of tangents and horror.
I think we did the first question, and I think we were doing the second question.
Yeah, that was favorite director, Italian. Well, we already know what his favorite franchise is, so that's kind of like, we don't really need to.
Is it Halloween?
Oh yeah.
And your favorite villain is Michael Myers?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Okay. So I'll revamp it. So if you had to pick a second favorite franchise, what is your second favorite and your second favorite villain?
Halloween and Friday 13th are my two favorites. So, those are definitely hand in hand. I love Jason. Friday 13th Part 3 is my favorite franchise. So
interesting. That's an interesting one.
Part 3?
Yeah, totally.
Right.
Number one's like third for me. I love number 3. I love number 2, and then I love number 1, and then it goes from there. Number 4, then number 6, and works its way down. So,
not a big fan of 5, huh?
It's grown on me. Like you said, Moodz.
Yeah.
Like watches. It's actually grown. It's that whole fake Jason that really pissed me off. And then after I watched it a little while, I'm like, oh, wait, spoiler. After I watched it a little while, I'm like, it's not as bad as I thought it was.
If you take that ending out of there and it didn't even happen, it's literally just like all the other ones.
It is.
The nice thing about Part 5 is that it's got some of the most memorable moments in the whole franchise. Like,
and memorable characters. Reggie the Reckless, Ethel.
Yeah, man. It's got Voorhees. Her big boobs in that movie.
Yeah.
Her big boobies. But it has like one of the biggest body counts in the franchise. Like, it's just, there's so many memorable things about it.
You got that chick who's like randomly just decides to flash nobody. Like, she's like, it's showtime.
Right. Yeah. So that's very interesting. So Halloween number 1 are your favorite, and then Friday the 13th, and then it's interesting because we've talked about this many times with like Halloween fans, and I'm not going to sit here and just totally fucking piss on fucking Halloween fans, but we do a lot of pissing on Halloween fans because we find that Halloween fans are generally a little bit more whiny than the rest of the horror community.
Some Halloween fans, not
a little delusional.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like they have this weird thing about them that they feel like they own the franchise. So every time someone says something bad about them, they got to defend it to the point where they're just about it and shit. You know what I mean? Like they feel like they have this ownership, and it's so strange. But getting back to like your list and stuff, like I always said to people, and we've talked about this many times about Halloween fans, it always seems like Friday seems to be like their second favorite franchise or whatever. And then Nightmare on Elm Street's always way down the list. But if you take Friday or Nightmare on Elm Street fans like me, like then Halloween franchise is usually way down the polar opposite kind of thing, right? It's funny like how us franchise fans, we're all kind of the same, right? It's interesting.
My wife's that way, dude. My wife's that way. She loves Elm Street, and Halloween. Where's Halloween love? I mean, she hadn't even seen them all until I showed them to her. Like, that's not even on her radar.
I know it's so bizarre, like how Nightmare on Elm Street fans are over here, and then Halloween fans are over here, and I feel like Friday is always kind of right there. Like I'm a big Friday. I love the franchise.
What's the merchandise, man? It's like you bombarded with Jason and Michael.
I feel like Friday has I've always felt like Friday has the lowest peaks, but it has the least amount of bad movies, and it's like the most consistent.
It is consistent.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to compare though, because like Nightmare on Elm Street only has 7 films, right?
Yeah.
And then you got Friday the 13th has
Technically 8, right?
Well, yeah, I guess with the remake, I guess, yeah.
Ugh.
Which there you go, I already forgot about it. But like Friday, it's a way bigger franchise, so of course you're gonna have. But I mean, in my opinion, I'll try not to be that biased when it comes to Nightmare on Elm Street, but like, I don't think there's that many bad films, with the exception of Freddy's Dead, which everyone knows I hate that film. Like, it's in my favorite franchise, and I hate that movie. Like, I just cannot do it. It's the comedy's so stupid in that movie that it just makes me angry. Like, fucking Power Glove and shit, dude. It drives me nuts, man. It drives me nuts. It's so stupid. And the movie starts out so good, and it just gets so bad. But
just that quick question, Moodz. Have you seen Dylan's New Nightmare, that little fan-made film?
No, I haven't actually.
You have it's on YouTube, man. You got to fucking watch it. You're an Elm Street fan. They brought Miko Hughes back, dude. It's fucking epic, man. You got to watch it.
That's like the reason that I didn't watch it, is because it's like one of my least favorite characters.
I know,
in the entire
really
franchise.
It's really fucking good.
So is it a sequel, or is it just like what's the narrative?
The narrative is Miko. It comes off a little bit off of New Nightmare, which I do love New Nightmare. So you got Miko's characters grown up now, and he's still having nightmares. So he's going to a psychiatrist, and they play off of that. And then you got, it goes from there. So it's just really good. It's really good. Nick Matthews played Junior in Friday 13th Part 5's in the movie too, man. They threw a few.
No shit.
Wow, that's crazy. That's so crazy. Yeah, I'll have to check that out, man. Because like, to be honest, like, I just don't think that we're going to get a whole lot more, official Nightmare on Elm Street films.
It's going to happen.
I mean, we can only hope, but I mean, it's just been so fucking long. I mean,
13
I guess
years.
if you put the remake in there, but like, man, I just try to drown it out of my mind.
Yeah.
Really can't stand it, so.
I'm getting disappointed that like Friday and Elm Street are so dormant right now. Yeah. And we've talked about this, but I think putting Freddy in the first It would have been like the coolest fucking Easter egg ever in history.
Right.
When they go to the movie theater and they're seeing Elm Street 5 or something. Or there's a poster for Elm Street 5. I can't remember.
Yeah. I think it's the poster.
But because in the original series, it was set in the 50s or whatever. And it was like the Wolfman werewolf thing was like the monster.
Right.
And this being set in the 80s, well, it was Freddy, so that would have been really cool. But I get why they didn't do it, but I still think they should have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So would you say that, like, what's your favorite country for horror? Like, would it be like North American films, or like, do you like Japanese films, Italian films, Korean film? Like,
yeah, that's tough. I love Italian film. I do. I love Italian cinema. I love Asian cinema, especially South Korea films. I love the Korean.
Yeah, I'm pretty big on Korean movies.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm kind of in between there, and then of course North America as well. But I mean, you got to love Canadian horror films, because hell, about every.
Wow, you're the first person to ever. Moodz just fell in love.
That's just budget America.
No, you know, it's so crazy that he brought this up, because the next side question was thoughts on Canadian horror, because I was going to say like favorite country for horror, and like some people, like, I mean, we've had Tom on here. He's like Italian, like it's like me. Like I could watch Italian films every single fucking day and just never get bored, kind of thing, right? But yeah, to actually say Canadian horror, that's very interesting. But yeah, there was a time like Canada's had a lot of pretty decent films throughout the years and stuff, and we got some fucking weird ones out here too. Like, it's very, very strange. But yeah, that's pretty cool that you actually brought that up, though. I mean, My Bloody Valentine, man. I mean, as a standalone slasher film or whatever.
Prom Night, come on, Prom Night, one of the best soundtracks in any horror movie. Come on. Right. I know, I just got butchered. Everybody just cut the radio off. Sorry, Moodz.
It's all good. Yeah. So like, if you actually had to pick, like, would you lean towards just North American films or Italian? Like, have you ever actually thought of what like areas like your favorite to watch?
I haven't. I mean, we've done them on the podcast before. I mean, I would probably lean more toward North American, but Italian's like right there. Like, dude, I'm with you. I can watch them anytime. So it's kind of neck and neck, but I'd probably lean more toward North American.
Right.
For me, it's always been heads and arms above with North America. I just think the amount is just too hard to beat for any other country for me.
It's like quantity over quality. You got 3,000 compared to like 20.
Yeah, and like one thing that we always kind of take for granted too is like the stuff that we actually see from the foreign markets pretty much
Or the best stuff.
Yeah, like it ran through a filter to get here in the first place.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. What are a few of like your modern day favorite films, like post 2000, like 2000 to present 23 kind of thing? Can you think of any films off the top of your head that kind of stick out from this post 2000?
Yeah, like you get into the foreign. Like I love The Wailing. I thought The Wailing was really good.
Great film.
Yep, loved it.
Oh shit! What's the fucking dude? My favorite zombie film in the last
Train to Busan.
Thank you, Train to Busan, man. It's fucking classic. Like it's probably my favorite movie to come out in the last 10 years, 20 years, whatever long it's been. Oh God, you name it. I love a lot of like the Hereditary shit like that. Damn, yeah, so many good ones just come out, man. It's insane.
So do you like the A24 stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
Big fan. I love fucking Terrifier 2, man. I thought they crushed it in theater, man. I loved all the gore in that one.
How was Thanksgiving?
Loved it. Absolutely. It's like, to me, an homage to the fucking 80s slashers, man. It's fucking good. I like it.
That reminds me, I wanted to ask you actually, because I saw that you were going to It's a Wonderful Knife. How was it?
Didn't like it, man. I just really didn't like it.
Really? Because like, and it is basically just kind of, they use the same premises. It's a Wonderful Life, right?
Similar, yeah, very similar.
That's hilarious. I
know, because when I heard about this and I saw the synopsis, I'm like, it's a wonderful night or life, but done horror wise. I'm like, oh my God, this sounds amazing. I'm like, how in the fuck has this never been done before? It just seems like so obvious that this would have been done.
I didn't know nothing about the fucking movie. I went to the theater not knowing anything about it except the title, and I never even put two and two together. It's a Wonderful Knife. Like I never. So I'm watching the movie, and it's after the movie that I found out, oh, this is supposed to be kind of. I'm like, okay, but the whole thing is like the whole movie, guys. I felt like I was watching. I was in the world of Leave It to Beaver, like, oh, gee, golly whiz. And, all the dialogue felt like it was from that. And I'm like, dude, it was throwing Justin Long. I love Justin.
Yeah, because it's like that reflective dialogue and shit. Because, I mean, I'm sure you've seen It's a Wonderful Life before. And it's like, what would this world be without you kind of thing, right? I just kind of like this whole premise of putting that into like a horror scenario. That's
Tony said he didn't like it either.
Huh. Give it, Moodz is the killer. The angel is really kick ass. I love the look of him. I love some of the kills are really good. So I give it an A+ for that, but the rest of the movie's just, bonkers, stupid to me. But I do love the angel killer, and I do love some of the kills. So if you go into it looking for that, you'll be okay. But the rest of the movie just, yeah.
I'm still going to check it out because the title is worthy of it checking out, because I just couldn't. I said out loud
it
to
comes
myself,
the Shudder in December, I think.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Christmas related and stuff. And I'm like, oh man, like, but I just right away, I was like, I cannot believe that this premise has never been done before.
If it comes to Shudder, I might double feature with It's a Wonderful Life. Get the full experience.
I actually have that on 4K still sealed. I never watched it before.
I have it on 4K. It's my mom's favorite movie.
I love it. I watch it. It's a Wonderful Life almost every year too. It's a great movie, but yeah, man, like It's a Wonderful Knife. What a title.
There's actually a handful of Christmas horror movies like being released right now. Like I saw press releases for like 3 or 4 different ones.
Yeah, me too, man. There's like a ton coming out. I was like, that's awesome. That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
I feel like there was more Christmas.
I always will take more Christmas horror.
Yeah, I felt like there was more
Christmas horror in the theater is great. I didn't really like that movie Violent Night last year, and that was like the one we got.
Oh,
that movie was awesome.
I loved it.
It was okay.
Oh, I loved it.
Awesome.
It made my top 10. I loved it, man. I loved it for like all the reasons why people hated it. It was so strange.
There was one character I thought was really funny though. I forgot who it was, but there was somebody that like had me laughing the whole movie.
Love it. That one,
that was fun.
Bloody Christmas were both great, man. I love both.
Yeah, and
Bloody
Christmas was great.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, you need to check that out.
Oh, man. No, Violent Night never made my top 10. Yeah, Violent Night was fun. Bloody Christmas made my fucking list. I love it, but that was the reason. Like, I felt like I liked it for all the reasons why people didn't. They're like, oh, they're fucking dialogue. There's so much swearing and blah. I'm like,
I love that.
I'm like, yeah, it felt real. Like they were going to the bar. Like,
yeah, it sounded completely just, just obvious. Like that's how you're going to talk, right? Like it just felt natural. I don't
And
know.
the kills are insane, Tyler. Like, dude, they are insane, bro.
Yeah, and the aesthetic is so nice in that film. Like, it has a great Christmas aesthetic, man. It's shot beautifully too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, that's a tough question, man. Modern favorite films and stuff, because there's so many. Like the era from like what 15 to like 19 was just nuts.
That was a really good era of horror films.
Man, our top 10s.
Year block.
Like we were talking about it, even like when we did the last top 10 show and stuff, and I'm like, man, there was films that were listed 18 and 19 in some of those years. What would have made my top 10 from last year? Like that's how solid those years were.
Yeah. There's like films from that period I think are gonna like live up to be like bona fide like classics 20 years from now.
Yeah, but that's a good one though.
Run.
Train to Busan was crazy, man. Like the emotional level in that film too was nuts. Like I just couldn't even believe what I was feeling watching that film. It's just batshit, dude. It's crazy.
What was the one last year that we liked? The zombie flick from
The Sadness.
The Sadness. Yeah.
Oh, The Sadness has such a crazy premise, and it's so violent and just it's amazing, dude. It's great. It's got a great premise.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the rapiest movie I've seen in a while, but man, it's vicious. Man, that scene on the train though. Oh my god. It's
good shit.
Fucking batshit, man. Oh.
Color Out of Space is a good one. So many good ones.
Yeah. There's so many. Like, did you see Possessor? Did you like Possessor?
I thought, I actually dug.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorites the last few years.
Possessor is probably my favorite horror movie from that like post like 2015, 2019 era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brandon Cronenberg doesn't seem to fail for me at all. Like Antiviral, I love that movie. And of course, the one that he put out this year, Infinity Pool. I'm a big fan of it too. So he hasn't missed for me yet. He's putting together one of those. I'm not going to say his run is going to be as extensive and fantastic as his father's, but
I mean, mostly because of time. But
it's also the air. Like, I mean, Cronenberg's films were so groundbreaking for the time. Like he did that. Nobody was really doing those type of body horror films that he put together, and he put together some pretty crazy like commentaried films. I mean, Videodrome
is absolutely insane watching it through like today's lens. It's fucking crazy.
I know. You couldn't like that movie couldn't be any more relevant. Like it's just so fucking it's so much more relevant now than it was back then.
And it's like toxic. It's the Videodrome is basically like a social media hive mind. It's fucking crazy.
It's so far ahead of its time. Like, we say that about a lot of movies sometimes, but like that one truly, really was. Like, I mean, it just resonates so well in today's world. I love
that movie. That movie's insane.
Yeah, man. And like the whole tape and the stuff, like that effect and shit to this day still gets me every time. I'm like, man, it's such a cool effect. I love it. It's awesome shit, man. So like, I guess that's pretty much the 5 questions. I do have a rapid fire thing. Oh, like what's your thoughts on 2023 right now? Like, how's it shaping up for you? Good year, bad year? I mean, if you listen to the show recently, we've had really nothing good to say about 2023. It has been an abomination of a year. Like nothing, like there's movies that are sticking out. Like I'm going to eventually have to put a top 10 list together, but fuck me if like, it's just going to be so forgettable overall.
Yeah, like literally, this is going to be the hardest year I've ever done because of the fact that I've only seen, normally I go all out. I try to watch as many as I can, but I know, I got kind of tied up with doing the top 80s and blah, blah, blah. But I've not really seen anything so far that's really just said, bam. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
When Evil Lurks, there's a few out there, Infinity Pool, When Evil Lurks, stuff like that I liked. But it's not, man. It's not been the year that it's been the last 5 years, man. This has definitely been the weakest for me because, I mean, the Exorcism movies, The Nun, The Exorcist, all those movies have just been shit to me. Mm-hmm. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, what the hell is going on, man? Like, it's been the really independent films. Unseen come out of nowhere. I like that one. I actually love Scream 6. I thought they done a really bang up job of that one.
So did I.
But I did not like Evil Dead Rise, man. So it's like I'm on the minority side on a lot of these. So I'm like, I don't know. It's going to be hard for me to do a top 10, man. I'm almost to the point, like, I don't even know if I can do a top 10 and give it legit.
I've been literally been saying that too. Like there's a handful of films right now. I still need to see When Evil Lurks. Like it's in my queue ready to go. I just got to sit down and watch it. But I'm sure like everyone's been telling me I'm going to love it. So, but I'm in the same boat with you on some of those films too. Like the new Exorcist movie was fucking trash bags. When the new Evil Dead movie, I didn't like it either. But I didn't like the new Scream. But then overall, I'm not a big Scream franchise fan anyways. It's like, I like the first film. I like the fourth one. The last couple I can really do without. It's just me. I've never really been a big fan. But yeah, The Nun 2. Oh my God. Lifeless. It's just the whole Conjuring universe, man, has just been so fucking, for lack of a better adjective, boring as fuck.
They stopped.
There's nothing exciting about these movies at all. They're just so average and to below average and boring. Like, no. And the Exorcist movie is a great example of why you just don't do sequels like that. Like, it's fucking terrible.
Well, the first second I saw the trailer of The Exorcist where Ellen Burstyn, where it shows Ellen Burstyn, I was like, dude, this is gonna be bad. Like, this is gonna be, they're gonna take the Halloween formula they did, and they're gonna jam the Exorcist shell into it.
So mishandled, man. That whole character was so wasted.
I didn't even see it. Like, I was like, I had a weird October month. I didn't really watch much, but like,
I didn't see it either.
I knew from watching the trailer, I'm just like, they are gonna fuck these characters up, and it
was such a bad science when they're like, "Ooh, we got the mom from the original." Like, they were baiting you.
Yeah, it just, everything that I thought it was going to be it turned out to be.
Everything about the trailer just said, if you like The Exorcist, you're gonna love this. Like,
I knew what they were going to do with the Linda Blair character, and like, it was just like, oh my God, it's so bad. So bad.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna. I feel like it'll hit stream before the end of the year, so I'll watch it then.
Yeah,
I think it's coming to like
Paramount Plus, I think.
Paramount or something.
I still have that in and cancel it yet, so I can watch it.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a decent amount of film. Like, I mean, I really like Totally Killer. I don't know if you've seen that one, Greg.
Yeah, I did like that one. Yeah,
that was fun.
Talk to Me was really good. I thought Talk to Me was another decent film from this year.
I thought that was decent, but like the reaction people had to that, I was kind of just thinking like, dude, it's because we haven't had a good horror movie in a while. That like, like, we'll take it.
But I mean, that could be one of that could be why it kind of stood out. I don't know. I have no idea. I generally don't like to pigeonhole myself in that, in that realm. I just kind of take films for what they are. Like, I mean, I could watch 40 bad ones in a row, and all of a sudden, I in my mind, I'm not like, okay, this next movie is going to be better than it actually is because I need to like something. I generally don't try to think like that, but I did like Talk to Me. I thought it was kind of cool.
I liked it. I just didn't think it was like, it was like incredible. Like, people are blowing it on the internet like that. But like, oh my God.
In a year with like a lot of bad movies and shit, like VHS 85, I thought was kind of a stick out and actually one of the better ones in the whole franchise. To be honest, it's pretty good. Kids vs. Aliens, I thought was fun as hell. A lot of people didn't like it, but that's just me. But yeah, overall, man, I'm not looking forward to making this. I mean, we're getting so damn close too.
Yeah,
like it's just
gotta get better, right?
It's just around the corner. Like, I feel like this is going to be one of those shows where a lot of the film, like, it's just going to be everyone's top 10 is going to be the same at this point.
I'm gonna be like number 10 at a 5.5.
Right.
It would literally.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Wasn't last year the lowest starting points we ever had on the show, JP? No, the Mexican's gone.
He fell asleep.
But I'm pretty sure it was. Like, we
my
usually
number one. All right, I didn't see The Sadness. I didn't really focus that much on watching new horror last year. But last year, my number one was a 7.5.
Oh man, no, The Sadness probably would, like, if you, it's good, man.
I've heard from a lot of people I would like The Sadness. But my number one was Bones and All at 7.5.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I liked it. JP, are you not here? Where are you?
I'm here now.
Oh, okay. Do you remember what the starting point for was in the top 10 last year? Like, it was one of the, I think it was the lowest we ever started with, right? Like 7s or something, or 6.5s people had and shit like that.
I think I started with 8.
Oh, do you start with 8? Because, like, I mean, the previous few years, like, I remember, I think the lowest ones I even had was like 8.5 and 9s. Like, there was that many good films that worked for me anyways. So
yeah, there's been a few years where I started with 8.5s.
Yeah, it's pretty high for top 10. Yeah. So
my number one of last year, like, would not have made my top 10 of 1980.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
It probably would have mine. I don't know. Karl.
X.
Yeah, I didn't see The Sadness though, and I feel like I would have liked that movie a lot. That's what you were saying when you were gone.
Yeah, that you would have.
Man, I was actually on the website today, JP, and I was looking to see if he'd done any more of the visual top tens. We still haven't even put up. I don't even know what our top 10 was from last year. It's not on here.
Yeah, I'll get to it.
It's forgettable.
Like literally forgettable. I can't even remember it all. It's fucking nuts. Okay, so before we get into week 3 here in Italian Horror Month, which is, I don't even think I said off the top of the show, which is Pupi Avati. We're going to do this one little last segment here with Greg, and then we'll get into the reviews. So this is just a rapid fire section. It's basically, I just name 2 things. You just say one of them. We move on. Don't think too hard about it. Easy enough?
Or is. Roll.
All right. So you already answered this one, but I ask everybody this question to start out with because it's always fun. Fulci or Argento?
Argento.
Elevated horror or just horror?
Ooh, just horror.
Hair metal or radio rock?
Hair metal.
70s or 80s horror?
80s.
Carpenter or Craven? You already answered
Carpenter.
that. Yep. Christmas horror or Halloween horror?
Halloween horror.
Shot on video or no?
No.
Or no.
Not a fan of found footage. No.
Oh, not found footage. Not found footage.
Oh my God, Dan. Back up then. Shot on video.
Yeah.
Instantly went to found footage. Okay, scratch that.
No, I like shot in video. I'm good with that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I think a lot of people always answer like, no, fuck shot on video. But In-N-Out Burger or Five Guys?
Oh, In-N-Out Burger, man. We don't have them over here, but when I get to the West Coast, absolutely.
I got to go down south.
Have you had it before? Because I swear to God, like there was like this mythology of In-N-Out Burger built up to me my whole life, and then I finally got to go to one, and I was like, "This is not that good."
Oh, really? Crazy.
I didn't think it was bad, but I was like, "This is it. This is what you people are blowing your fucking wad over."
I guess when you have too much buildup, sometimes it just doesn't taste like it should, right? Yeah. So In-N-Out Burger, Five Guys. Yeah, I actually really like both of them, but man, In-N-Out's great, man. It's fun. And it's absolutely hilarious to watch those guys do the fries because they like put the potatoes in there and they're just like cutting them up. Oh man, it's like they're getting paid minimum wage to do that shit. They should be getting paid a lot more, man. Looks like a lot of work.
Dude, that's what I feel bad about, like the Jersey Mike's people. Like every time you order a sandwich, they're just like, okay, and they have to put 3 different meats on the slicer. Like,
you know what, bro? So Jersey Mike, we were just talking about this too. But Jersey Mike's just opened up near me, and I got it twice. And dude, I don't think it's that good.
Wild.
Interesting.
Jimmy John's is better.
I don't have Jimmy John, so I can't like battle that opinion. But like the closest like comparison is like D'Angelo's or Subway here compared to Jersey Mike's.
Trash,
and it's like it's like not even close. It's like not even in the same like league.
No.
Yeah, I think Jimmy John's is my favorite chain sandwich place.
Yeah, we don't have those, but I've always heard good things about Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's. It sounds like a porn store to me, man.
It definitely does.
Dude, they're hilarious. Like their commercials are hilarious too.
Isn't he like a NASCAR driver or something?
No.
It sounds like a porn star. It sounds like a porn star or a NASCAR driver.
It does actually sound like a NASCAR driver, doesn't it?
Just imagine some guy in one of those NASCAR shoes like, I'm Jimmy John.
If you ever go to Jimmy John's, you got to get Jimmy Peppers on the sub, though. It's a must.
Jimmy Peppers?
Yeah, they're spicy. They're fucking good, dude. They make the sandwich.
The Jimmy Peppers.
Continue along. Night, dawn, or day?
Oh, God dang. Day's my favorite. Night would be second. Dawn.
Night's your favorite, did you say?
Day.
Day's my favorite, but I love night for nostalgia and then Dawn of the Dead.
Okay. Right South Park or The Simpsons?
Oh, Simpsons. I never really watched South Park.
Oh, shit. Crazy.
My heart.
I know about it now. Pearl, my wife showed me some of it, but I just
dude, South Park's epic.
It just keeps like, man, ever since they changed the structure of the show to like current events, man, it's like the funniest shit ever. Fuck,
it's like, so it's
smart.
Funnier because now they don't have to like answer to anyone.
No, right. They're the one show that should have been canceled fucking before canceling became a thing. Right?
It's the only show that can make fun of mentally handicapped people and get away with it.
Dude, I said it forever. South Park is uncancelable.
They just get it's because they do it so smart though too, man. Like there's always a point to their shit. They're not malicious with it. They just use
and they make fun of everyone. That's the thing. They make fun of every side of every belief, of every religion, of everybody.
Every political association, every type of like annoying person.
Dude, everybody is free game on South Park, man. Like they don't hold back.
When he was selling his jizz off to get the pandemic episode was fucking hilarious, dude.
Right.
Everybody's growing mustaches was fucking
awesome. Sports or no?
Sports, baseball.
CDs or vinyl?
Ooh, oh shit. Damn, you got me on that. I love vinyl, but I got fuck. CDs.
Blumhouse or A24?
Oh, fuck you. Oh, fuck. Probably, oh, shit. I love Blumhouse, but I'll go A24.
Okay. Jason or Freddy?
Jason.
90s Jenny McCarthy or 90s Pam Anderson?
Oh, God.
I don't even know who Jenny McCarthy is.
Dang, I'm going to go Jenny.
Oh, me too. I'm a huge Jenny McCarthy fan. Back in the 90s, she was my girl, man. Rob Zombie or no?
Rob Zombie.
Trauma or full moon?
Ooh, fuck. Unapologetically a full moon fan, so I'll go full moon, but I love Trauma.
Yeah. Regular popcorn or Chicago mix?
Never had
Chicago. What the fuck is that?
Chicago mix? It's like it's regular. What's
it better not be caramel popcorn.
There's caramel. Gross. There's caramel in there, and there's also cheese popcorn with regular.
Oh, so it's like those tins you get at Walmart during Christmas time.
Basically all in one. It like the Chicago mix. Actually, it's all in one. It's not separate. Right.
I hate caramel popcorn so much. I literally can't stand it.
It's a good combination when you have like the salt, you have like the salty and the cheesy and the it actually does work, surprisingly. It's weird.
I like the kettle corn popcorn, but I also don't like the caramel popcorn.
Yeah, I got
like
really sick off it one time.
Popcorn,
yeah, cheese popcorn's good.
Yeah, cheese popcorn's good.
Like white cheddar too. That shit's good.
Yeah, I like cheese popcorn, but I don't like the cheese popcorn that comes in those fucking tins your grandma had that you were talking about.
Yeah, it could definitely be better. Bronson or Norris?
Oh fuck. I want to say Norris, but I'll go Bronson.
Yeah.
I would go Bronson too.
Girl would kick my ass. She hates Chuck Norris, so I might have to say Bronson.
Dude, there's something about this guy, just like this vigilante going out with a gun, just blowing people's heads.
I love Bronson, man. I'm a huge Charles Bronson.
Yeah, Charlie Bronson. No
dude,
way.
Everything, man. I love Bronson. And last question: 22 shots or exploding heads?
Oh man, you can't do me that way, man. I love Dave. Dave, I love you, bro. You know you my boy. Dave, but I don't.
You don't have to answer. I'm just
the correct answer is 22 shots.
I always do that to people. I always do that.
Objectively.
And if you go on exploding heads, you could say exploding heads.
I don't know. I don't remember who was on us doing 5 questions. I said Jeremy or JP or something like that.
What an asshole. Oh, I can't remember. That was, I think I wasn't on that episode, but I remember listening to it.
It would be funnier if you were.
Fuck, it was such a. I can't remember who was answering. They just kind of paused and they didn't know what to say.
Was it Tom?
It might have been. It was fucking hilarious, man.
I can't remember, bro.
Ah, shit. No, those are all good fun and stuff. So, yeah.
I like that. That's fun.
Yeah, just simple and fun to do. So, so that's it for the intro. Unless you guys got any questions or anything else to add?
The only thing is I saw that Jordan Peele was producing a People Under the Stairs remake. I thought that was interesting.
I did see that. Was it me and you that were talking about this? And we said if they ever remade People Under the Stairs, it would probably be Jordan Peele.
Yeah, I think we did talk about
I think we had this conversation. And when I saw that, I was like, was this old news? And we were just talking about it. But I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure that we came up with this idea. If they were going to remake this movie, it had to be Jordan Peele. And sure shit, it gets announced by Jordan Peele. I'm like, fuck.
If he's directing it, then I feel good about it. But if he's not, I don't feel good about it.
I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, there's worse films to remake out there. Like, I'm a massive People Under the Stairs fan, but like the idea, you could add some stuff to that. Like,
I look at it this way: like, if Peele is directing it, like Peele is a good filmmaker. Like, even if I don't like all his movies or like I have criticism, like Peele is like definitely good filmmaker, and he's gonna work his fucking ass off and like put the best product out there. I don't know, like I really did not like the new Candyman, and like just having his name as like a producer on there, it's just like I don't feel as confident because it's just like it seems like it could like I don't know how much he's actually involved. You know what I mean? Like you've seen stuff that say that's just John Carpenter is a producer on this, and he showed up and like high-fived everyone and got his paycheck.
I just think it depends like what kind of producer you are. Like you watch a Steven Spielberg movie and they like all feel the same, like even though he just produced it.
Yeah.
And
I think I just really disliked Candyman that much. I'm like apprehensive about stuff that he's not
Candyman
personally
was
making.
fine, dude.
I'm with Sasado, man. I didn't like it either. I thought the whole third act was such a mess. It was so rushed and stuff, but I just didn't, honestly, I didn't like the movie itself. I didn't like what was going on. And I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
I'm not going to blame Peele for that. And like you said, I don't really know how much he's involved. Like if he's just producing it and attaching his name, because obviously when you attach someone's name like that, it's a selling point to a film.
Yeah, that's why like I don't know how much he's actually involved, and I don't know.
Yeah, but you got such a small sample size of one film.
But that is true.
Like, but I
think
feel
it's because I like that movie a lot too. That I just like I don't want to see something. I don't want to see.
I think there's room for doing something different because
there definitely
Wes Craven's is so uniquely like quirky. It like the subject matter is so dark and messed up, but it's almost like fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
what, you ain't never seen a brother before?
Different stuff, huh?
What, you ain't never seen a brother before?
Oh, I just watched People Under the Stairs a couple weeks ago. Man.
I just feel like
I showed it to my girlfriend last year and she liked it.
I feel like the movie would work a lot better if Jordan Peele is writing and directing it. I feel like if he had the control behind it, I think
he's somebody that cares about his movies and he's gonna do the best he can.
Yeah, I feel like this type of material, it would be perfect for him to write and direct, right?
Yeah, but so would have Candyman, I think too.
I agree. I thought he was directing that Candyman.
I think he just doesn't want to do remakes.
Maybe it's why he didn't
direct him himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe that's why it didn't work because he was just the producer behind Candyman. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes these things happen.
Maybe
but I mean,
he had less say in the final cut. I felt like there's no way like the way that movie ended like didn't have more material leading up to that because it just felt like so like out of pocket and shoehorned in.
Yeah,
that's kind of what sunk the movie for me.
I just feel like the track record with remaking Craven movies isn't overly the greatest, which is kind of it's a mixed bag. I mean, you got House on the
Street. Now Hills Have Eyes was good.
No, well, that's what I was getting at. I mean,
yeah, that one's good, but Alexander Ah is a good filmmaker.
Yeah, I mean, House was like the remake was. Oh my god,
House. Oh, House
on the left. Yeah.
Yeah. But The Hills Have Eyes is definitely the exception because a lot of people, and I've we've had this conversation with tons of people, and it's a mixed bag. Like there's a lot of people out there that love the original more than the remake, but there's a whole group of people that like the remake more. So that was one that worked out. I mean, Elm Street I thought didn't work at all. It was terrible. So
was there anything else that his remade?
Yeah, a lot of Craven movies. This is the fourth one, I think. Maybe just the fourth one.
I actually expected more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else.
I mean, that 4 for one director, that's pretty decent, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, considering could be interesting.
I mean, considering all 4 of these movies, Carpenter's are generally considered classics.
Yeah.
So
I think what holds the Hills Have Eyes remake together is they keep like that same sense of like kind of like political pessimism, which is what really like makes it work at the end, where it's almost like a statement.
Yeah.
And it's just ultra fucking violent.
It's ultra
it is insanely violent. Like I remember seeing that when I was in high school, like holy shit. Like this is your dad's horror movies.
I remember me and like my friends like got off school one day and like it was on like DirecTV like pay-per-view or something, and we bought it and watched it. We were all just like eating pizza rolls like with our mouths hanging open like
the Tostinos?
Shit,
eating fucking Tostitos or whatever.
Tostinos?
Yeah, dude.
I bought some Tostinos today.
We were all about the pizza rolls back in the day.
Yeah, we have. I think they're just pizza bites. Like they're Pillsbury. They're the same thing. They're just taste a little bit different. I think the Tostino ones are better. I've had them down when I'm down in the States. But yeah, I think that's everything. Tyler, you got anything for Greg? Or Greg, you got anything to add before we get into?
I'm good. I'm ready to roll.
Week 3 with Pupi Avati.
I'm ready to roll.
Poopy. I think it's literally pronounced poopy. Like I just can't.
I think it is.
That just sucks. That's just an unfortunate translation.
Dude, that's brutal. Poopy. Like, come on, man. That's such a shitty name. I know it's a terrible joke, but it's like you're literally calling poopy. Poopy. A Pupi Avati. A Pupi Avati. Man, we did not utilize that me Scusy joke much this time. Like you said it last week.
That's because Dave isn't here.
Dude, what movie was like? So we're watching one of the VT movies here, and they kept saying, I think it's in House of Laughing Window. They kept saying,
yeah, I was saying that before we started. I was laughing every time. Like he literally says this 7 times.
It must be like throughout that movie they say excuse me. And I'm like, oh fuck, I kept laughing. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you guys laughing every time. Excuse.
So good. All right, so yeah, that's gonna conclude the intro. We'll be back here in 1 minute with some featured reviews.
And now, our feature presentation.
All right, so getting to the featured reviews here on week 3, Italian Horror Month, we have some Pupi Avati. Starting out with a film from 1976 called The House with the Laughing Windows. That's a great title.
Yeah, really very Italian title.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick little synopsis here. Stefano, a young restorer, is commissioned to save a controversial mural located in the church of a small isolated village. Now, the title of this movie would suggest that it's like a straight up giallo.
Yeah.
But it's actually not. Right? I mean, this is like the textbook definition of like a 70s slow burn horror film.
Yeah, it's like
I feel like it has more in common with Arcane Sorcerer. Like they have some similar stuff going on in there.
Well, I feel like Pupi Avati's films are all structured the exact same. They're very, very slow burn, heavy reveal, very a lot of atmosphere, but they're very slow moving. Like and the themes in these movies too is like all the same too.
Yeah, a lot of distrust of the church is what a big.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of distrust in the church, but it's a prevalent theme throughout the films. But like even the subject matter dealing, like the way he deals with death in all these films, it's all kind of the same but done differently. And it's just very interesting that he only made like 3 horror films, and they turned out to be these ones. Like they're all similar but different. It's very interesting. So, but yeah, like I remember going into this film, I saw House of the Laughing Windows. Oh fuck, I don't know when the Shameless DVD came out, probably 10 years ago. I have no idea. First time I watched it, and I was expecting like a straight up giallo, like that title, The House of the Laughing Windows. And I was like, oh, this is not really one. I mean, it has the investigative angle to it, but this is more of like a straight up mystery with like a pretty awesome reveal. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's a horror film. It's like a foreboding, slow burn horror film that just everything. And you're right, Tyler. It's like that whole distrust throughout the whole film. Like you can feel it, right? Like, he's got a friend that he's like, oh, there's something going on here. There's a bigger story here. And all of a sudden we get a great dummy death.
Oh my God. That was a great dummy death. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking awesome. Dude.
I was like, all right.
My favorite thing about that isn't actually the dummy death. It's the police officer. Do you guys remember what the cops said after? They weren't going to really investigate it as a murder because they were pretty sure that he committed suicide. I'm like, yeah, because
refresh my memory with the dummy death.
So
when he pulls up to his friend's house, and then he just gets like swan dives out the window screaming.
So remember the friend that he meets there in the small town, and his friend kept telling him that there's like a bigger story about, there's a backstory, and it's pretty horrific and stuff like that to deal with the guy that painted this painting and stuff like that. And right there when he says, oh, there's a bigger story, you already get this kind of feeling that something bad is going to happen to him. So anyways, he pulls up to the guy's house, and all of a sudden he's flying out the window, and big dummy death scene hits the ground and shit. But I love the cop after he says something on the lines of, he's like, no, it wasn't really a murder. He definitely committed suicide. And I'm like, yeah, because that's how most people commit suicide. They jump through a window.
Screaming all the way down.
Right. Like nobody, if you're going to commit suicide, you're going to go onto a building ledge and jump off, not jump through a fucking window. It was ridiculous.
whole way down. I was like, oh.
It's almost
the old lady that walked up was the woman that got me because she instantly was like, "Oh, I knew it was going to happen. I just knew it was going to happen."
Right?
How did you know this was going to happen? Like, oh, like God.
Yeah, I love that setup though. It's like, I mean, but now you know it's like, oh, there's something. People are hiding some shit, man. They're definitely hiding some shit because nobody would say that was an actual suicide. We're not going to investigate it as a murder. It's so
even before
funny.
this, I think it was pretty clear that people were hiding stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, these people obviously knew the backstory, but that's what makes this movie kind of interesting because you really have no idea where it's going to go at all.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I hadn't seen this movie probably. Well, no, I guess I did watch it a few years back again, but my mind, I watch so many movies. Sometimes I forget the reveals and stuff. And then when the reveal happens in this one, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that shit.
I like the location and like, that's the one thing I love about, Italian films is like the European architecture and especially like just these old dilapidated like stone houses and shit like that.
Yeah.
They're just really cool to look at and it's a great place to set a horror film.
The old architecture and building. Yeah. It's fantastic to shoot in, man. It really is. Like, I mean, that's half the battle a lot of times with, settings and shit and, just production value is just having those locations to shoot in. And it's fantastic. I really wish this movie would get a good like high def release.
Because this movie's good.
Yeah, it's got beautiful cinematography. And that's one thing about Pupi Avati that I've noticed throughout his films. For the most, I mean, with the exception of Arcane Sorcerer, there's a lot of nighttime scenes in that one. But like with this movie and Revenge of the Dead, aka Zeder, he creates this foreboding horror atmosphere perfectly in almost all day shots. You notice that? It's really hard to do. It's very, very hard. Fulci's another person that can do it very, very well. Is create heavy, thick atmosphere in daytime scenes. I mean, this isn't as thick as Fulci's, but it's there. It's prevalent. You feel like that foreboding horrorness. And I think it's because of the slow bleeding narrative. And I think it just works so well for the reveal because I think the reveal is strong enough and so out of left field ridiculous that it just works for what you have seen for like the first hour, 40 minutes of the film kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think I get it though. This is not for everybody because it is so I could see Pupi Avati not appealing to a lot of people because you got to be patient with the films, man, because once you've seen this one or once you've seen all three, you know what you're getting into. Like it's very, they're structured the same, very slow. There's a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of forebodingness and just a lot of developing things that kind of lead into, in my opinion, all the reveals are pretty good, So.
Honestly, I thought this movie was pretty fucking scary, and I was glued to the screen.
Yeah, it's really good, man. It's good. What do you guys think of the actual reveal in this movie? Like, does it work? Is it ridiculous? Is it laughable? Is it just like?
I think it's a mixture of all three. It's a little ridiculous, but it also works.
Yeah.
It depends. I think the way like the movie goes and the way it presents itself and like the way it does that ending, it's like just fucking roll with it. It's like, that's the thing about like, even if this is like a giallo in the loosest terms, like these movies aren't just supposed to be so grounded in reality. That's like what separates them from watching like, just like your standard like Hitchcock like ripoff or something. Like they're supposed to be exaggerated. The people that were the best at these like knew exactly like where to heighten the exaggeration, like and how to make these movies good with like still staying in the confines and being like somewhat believable.
Right. And then it's all thrown out the window when you get this outrageous reveal.
Yeah, it's a little outrageous, but like I don't think it's like.
But there's creepy moments in this film. Like I love the fucking the reel to reel, man. The voice on the tape is fucking so creepy. Dude.
It is creepy.
It's creepy because of what he's saying when he's saying, "Oh, the color, my colors are so beautiful. They run in my veins," and when they talk about
even the opening has
I was gonna say
the opening has that voice and some creepy ass shit too in the title sequence.
That opening really sets up the movie with that. Like it made like that scene when you first heard it so much more impactful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. No, it felt like at Haxon. Remember Haxon from the silent era? That whole intro, man, had that whole feel of like a silent era type film, man. It was so creepy, and then the slow motion and the coloring, and then that voice, man. I'm like, dude, if you're sitting there watching that with my headphones on, man, you're gonna be fucking freaking out at the middle of the night.
Dude, Haxon gives me the chills, man. That movie is fucking creepy too, man. And yeah, you're right. That's from the 20s.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. The opening, it definitely sets the boundaries for this film, man. It's like, it sucks you right in, dude. I love the painter's backstory. Like when they're talking about like how, you like syphilis and he was infecting people through his paintings, but like how I thought the very unique thing about his style and the craziness of him, which is probably due to maybe him having syphilis, because syphilis does make you go a little bit fucking insane when it's not untreated and stuff. But was the fact that he would mix colors on his arm, literally on his arm. Like it became literal when we were hearing the tapes and all of a sudden you see him mixing colors on. I was like, man, that's really like out of left field, even for crazy art, like painters and shit like that. Cause like artists are always kind of out to lunch and shit like that.
Yeah. Comes with the territory.
It comes with the territory, but like they took this character to like the next level with it too. Like, they were adding in the whole syphilis and like how he was, like what he liked to paint too. I like the whole idea of like, he was painting people that were dying and shit like that. It was just very dark material. I love the character. It was great. I love this. Like I would like a whole movie just based on like that character, the actual, not the investigative part, but not to take anything away from this, but just exploit that character, man. It'd be pretty fucking sweet. But I just thought it was really well done. So, yeah. Well,
one thing I thought that was really good about this was it wasn't like overly violent and they didn't like kind of like pile on a bunch of kills or something. So it made like these slow burn reveals when I actually got to the meat of it, like so much more impactful where you actually were like gasp.
But he manages to do that in all the films, doesn't he? Like he has these kind of off screen moments and stuff that I think actually work. Cause I think, like when you're watching a slasher film, the last thing you want to see is off screen kills because you're there for the on screen kills, right? It works better when they're on screen. But for a movie like this, you don't necessarily need the visual on screen deaths. And I think sometimes it works a little bit better when you get this reveal. This person's fucking dead.
Yeah, I think we're talking about the same reveal. I definitely don't want to spoil it, but yeah,
right.
Like that was a part to me that was like, oh my god, like I did not like.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Right, and I think it works so well for this type of structured movie because like you just don't need that. Like it just works better. I think it's packed so much more of a punch.
Yeah.
Did you? I like when Moodz mentioned the reel to reel the other minute ago. Whenever he's trying to show the dude that recording and it's not on there, he's like, "That was important to me, you bitch."
Yeah,
I laughed at that. And he like slaps her across the face.
I was like, "Oh, so I guess the romance is kind of
the honeymoon's over, right?"
Yeah, you bitch.
That would have been the greatest. That would have been the greatest moment for her to be like, "Me excusey, me excusey."
Oh man, dude, what the fuck was up with the snails, bro?
Dude, that was weird. She's like, "Oh, I couldn't bear to kill the snail. This shit looked nasty."
But who just puts snails in their refrigerator? Like
was she actually planning on cooking those things up later? Like that was really weird.
Yeah,
that
was weird.
Fucking strange, man. Super
old lady's
strange.
creepy as hell.
Oh yeah, man. Old lady. Oh yeah, right.
A lot of creepy.
And I think that angle, like, again, rewatching this, like, it just the way they utilize that character. I don't want to give anything away,
dude. I would not be able to sleep in that house knowing that old lady was like upstairs.
I know.
No way.
Like some old lady stranger that you never met before, like is like. Dude, it's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, I don't know. This movie is just like it is legitimately unsettling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of a big fan in general of like the religious horror, like the non-Exorcist religious horror. It's like I feel like it's really
like The Exorcist.
Not like like that's like the one, but like that's like but like every Exorcist movie after that, it's a little, you know what I mean? It's a lot of it's like more. Like it doesn't. I want movies that like delve into like the dark side of like religion.
Well, I think that a lot of European films have, they're known for having strong religious convictions in general, especially like the further back you go. So I think I think religion always sort of works in these type of films
because the Vatican like controlled shit, right? People were like almost brainwashed to the point where it was controlled and shit. So it's very prevalent in these films. You're going to have to put that in there. It's just what people live by. It makes complete sense.
That's one of my like favorite like real like small like subgenres.
That's why I feel like these movies, almost starting with Fulci's torture duckling, like him exploiting the the hypocrisies of the Catholic religion and the Vatican and the Pope and all that type of shit was so daring and shit like that. But then you got movies like this that's kind of doing the same thing. Like when we get the reveal, it's like a huge, it's not only a reveal within the narrative, but it's a reveal in real life though too, right? Like, you know what I mean? The hypocrisies that are buried within these Catholic churches and stuff like that. And it's very prevalent here because let's face it, man, there's something here with a priest. And, we hear stories every single fucking day about, the hypocrisies and the angles that they're delving into. So, it's here, and I respect these directors and writers and shit to do that type of shit. It's still very, very relevant, right? You can take it for what it is, but that commentary is there. Am I not wrong? Am I not right?
Right.
You're definitely right.
Wrong.
Shut up. I think it sits there, man, and that's what I love about these films too, because it's not like that. And you're right, Tyler. Like you take the whole exorcism type angle and shit like that, dealing with religion, but you do films like this, and it just works so much better for me. Yeah, such a different.
I've always liked religion in horror movies in general, like going back to like the 60s and with the like Witchfinder General and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I think it's easier for movies like that to like get under your skin because like there's people that like just have like old ways of like thinking and just
the Wicker Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's just like there are people that get like wrapped up in religion as if it's like a cult.
Red State.
Red State. Ooh, that's 2011. That's 2011. I haven't watched that.
It is from 2011, right?
Yeah, Red State is good, dude.
I haven't watched it since it came out, actually. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, but that movie is entirely inspired by the Westboro Baptist Church.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, man, I was like really fucking hoping too. I was like, is Severin going to announce the House with Laughing Windows on Blu-ray? This would be fucking amazing.
Oh my god, that would be sick.
I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody pick it up sooner or later.
Everyone's got to do it. Like
this movie's like notable too. Like I've always like heard about this movie through the grapevine when the broader conversation about the best giallo came up.
And you had trouble finding it too, right?
Yeah, I was shocked like how hard it was to find this movie because like even like some of the most obscure stuff I watched for like 1980, like it was a Google search away.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, this movie actually, I've seen this before back when we were doing the top 10 of 1976 preparation, and it was on YouTube back then.
I did find an old YouTube link from a few years ago that link was no longer valid.
Yeah, that happened. I feel like more and more it's harder for people to keep movies up on YouTube because there was a time where like any like obscure movie, like nobody was copyrighting it. It was just up,
Honestly, even last night I watched like two pretty like reasonably popular like spaghetti westerns on YouTube.
Yeah,
I picked up Sinister Cinema. Picked out. I don't know why, man. I found on eBay DVD though. But it was Sinister Cinema. You own anything by Moodz? I feel like you probably do.
Sinister Cinema. I've
never heard of them.
Some kind of DVD release that they put out. So it looks almost like a shameless release, honestly. But it's
right.
Sinister Cinema.
What if somebody just like was like repackaging shameless release?
I know, right?
It could be. I mean, there's so much gray market releases out there that are just glorified bootlegs.
Yeah.
I mean, the best way to tell is to look at the back of the disc. Yeah. If it's a pressed disc or if it's a like written disc, like in a computer, you know what I mean?
Oh,
it has the lines.
Yeah.
Well, House of Laughing Windows actually had a Region 1 DVD release like in the early 2000s. I can't remember who put it out though.
Maybe it was Sinister 6 or
no, they couldn't have been around then. But
I feel like it was like Anchor Bay or something.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Paradox Entertainment. It's 2003.
2000. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, I knew it was early 2000s, and it's funny because I wonder because obviously that company's like not around, but like I wonder who has the rights to it now. Maybe that's why it hasn't had another release because nobody knows who has the rights.
It's got to be a rights issue, dude.
It's always tough with those, foreign films because there's different rights holders in different territories usually.
Right.
So it's like you usually have to like dig to figure it out. I mean, I'm sure companies like Severin and, you know, Vinegar Syndrome and stuff have gotten really good at like digging into it because of how much stuff they've released. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it eventually.
Yeah, I feel like everything good will eventually just get released.
The only film that I truly don't see being released is Clown House.
Yeah. Yeah, the story there is just a little bit too
honestly, I can't even see that being released with all the mini like boutique labels now. Someone's be like, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna release Clown House.
They might not even be able to get the rights to it anymore.
Yeah, that would be the thing.
Yeah, it's MGM, and I highly doubt MGM.
Oh, okay, yeah,
because they have to license it out. Like, yeah, like all these companies basically rent the rights, right? Like, and MGM's not willing to do it. They're not going to fucking put it out.
The only way is if that sort of like writer thing happens where it reverts back to the writer that we've seen with like Friday the 13th and a couple other.
That would make it so much sleazier if it like the rights went back to Victor.
If it went back to Victor Salva.
That would make it, I think, so much sleazier.
Oh, then he puts out a 4-disc special edition on his own website, and it has all this behind the scenes shit, and people are like,
no, I don't want the behind the scenes
4K.
At that point, now you're just selling fucking illegal shit, man. Like,
just collector's edition 4K.
Because I don't know if you guys know the case, but he filmed his crime.
Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that, actually. Wow.
Oh, I was making jokes about behind the scenes. I didn't know it was actually filmed.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. That's crazy.
Oh my God. Now I just feel like a dick.
Oh.
But the reason, not only the fact that, that gross. Happened, but one of the main reasons that it will never come out is because the actor that was, the victim in the situation is actively speaks out against Victor Salva to this day.
Right.
Yeah.
So nobody's going to touch that.
No.
Not worth it.
No.
Right.
Anyway, House with the Laughing Windows.
So I wasn't even sure if it made my top 10 in 76, but it actually did. It was my number 6.
I was gonna say, I hope did this make anybody's top 10?
I think in retrospect now, I was very we did 76 so long ago.
Oh my God. I was the only person out of 5 people who was on the show. It was me, JP, Christian, Jeremy, and Brandon.
No Dave Z?
So no Dave. So Christian was on this one?
Just,
no Dave
just
Z?
Based on the ways I rated my 1980s list, I would be shocked if this didn't make my top 10 of 76.
I actually had a few films that were unique to my list. Weird. Looking at these top 10 lists. But I'm the only one.
I remember the big hitters were The Omen and The Tenant, which seemed to be like the
we knew that.
Carrie, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
Carrie. I forgot about it.
No, Omen, Carrie, and the Tenant. The Tenant.
Yeah. You guys are pretty high on The Tenant because I remember I wanted to watch that. The Tenant
was my number 2.
Yeah, I wanted to watch that for a long time, and I remember I bought the Australian release to watch it, and then the next day, Shout Factory was like, we're gonna put out this better release.
It was my number 1.
So my number 10 was The Town That Dreaded Sundown. So I don't know if this would have made it because I really do like that movie. Looking at my list, I don't know if I could pull something off of it.
Man, I didn't even have Alice Sweet Alice on my list, but I had I had Island of Death on here. I had House of Mortal Sin. I don't think anyone else had those ridiculous.
either.
Is Who Can Kill a Child 76?
Uh-huh.
Wait,
no,
rules.
Wait, I thought you were talking about. Wait.
I can't remember if it's
Kill a Child,
or is that 72?
No, it's later than that. It's not 72, maybe.
I was thinking a little.
Yeah, no, it is. It is 76 because I remember that was the first time I heard about it, and I watched it last year for the first time, and it ruined the ending to a Federico Fellini movie for me. And I was sitting there dumbfounded that this Spanish exploitation movie ruined the end of a Fellini movie for me.
Actually, you know what? 1976 was a pretty strong year.
That movie's good. That movie's great. I feel like.
Yeah, Who Can Kill a Child was my number 5.
I like that movie a lot. I like The Tenant a lot. I'm really high in The Omen. I think The Omen's honestly underrated. Even
yeah, there's a lot of good films on here, man.
Yeah, I mean, I like my entire list. Maybe Lipstick could go off.
Yeah, there's some films that didn't make my top 10 that I definitely could have probably fit in there.
I'm a huge Eaten Alive fan.
I like the movie too. The movie's cool. I'm just a big 70s cinema fan in general. Late 60s to late 70s is my favorite 10-year block.
I love doing these top 10s.
Yeah. I like looking at the old list and shit. It's crazy. Fucking tangents, man. Tangents. Holy shit.
That's why people watch.
I mean, I guess it's relative,
like,
right? We're still talking about 76.
Yeah.
So
I much prefer podcasts that are not like so structured where it's like robots.
Yeah. We kind of do. We freestyle it.
Yeah.
Oh, we totally freestyle, man. I think there's shows out
honestly,
there that
it's part of the appeal. It's absolutely part of the appeal.
Absolutely.
I think there's a lot of people. There's shows out there that actually script their stuff, and it's so obvious.
Yeah, you can't do it, man. Scripting sucks.
No, I couldn't. It's just not me. I can't script. I just like to just do whatever. Like if you're feeling it that day, you're doing it, and it is what it is, man. How it comes out is how it comes out. Like, I mean, yeah, I honestly, I've never really listened back to like any of our shows, but like I'll listen like when I'm doing the editing and shit. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that's fucking funny as hell.
Yeah, I don't take notes, guys. I can't take notes because I can't read off of notes because I feel like and it's just my personal preference. When I read off notes, I felt, and I've done it a few times, I feel like I'm robotic and I can't do it.
Right.
I just can't do it, man. I'm like, no, fuck it. No.
I don't take notes because I'm an idiot.
I wrote notes for the 80s show and then I just didn't follow them. So I was like, okay, I guess
I do take point. I put points down, like, you know, just things that I might want to mention or just so I don't forget. But my notes are just
that's what I did for the 80s show.
Like I have notes like there's a lot of me Scusy in this movie. That's literally a note that I wrote down.
My brain doesn't allow me to take notes. Like for whatever reason, I couldn't do it in high school. I couldn't do it in middle school. Like I never understood how, like teacher would be like, all right, take notes on this thing. And I wouldn't know what to write. Like I didn't understand how to take notes. Like what's important, what's not. Am I just supposed to write everything she says? Like my brain just doesn't work to write notes. I've done it before on this show. I used to, when we first started, I took notes, but I haven't taken notes since probably like an Eli Roth show.
I never take notes.
And that I took
shows.
notes because I would listen to the commentaries and write down shit that I wanted to talk about.
I've never taken notes for a top 10 show. I just watch movies throughout the year, and especially the retro shows, because like a lot of those movies I've seen so many, especially 1980. I mean, my top 10 was like some of my favorite movies of all time. So I'm like, I don't really need to write down notes for that shit. So
did I ever put 30 or what was it? 31? That one's not up either, is it?
No, there's like 4 or 5 missing, I think.
22, 30, whatever, and then I think like
no, it was 41. We didn't
41. Sorry,
41. Sorry. But isn't there another? Right. Yeah, there's a few that are missing. Didn't we do another 90s one too?
No, 96, 91, 94.
Yeah, 94 is not on there.
Yeah. Okay, I'll get to those.
Yeah, I actually really I couldn't remember what my list was from last year. I was like, what did I like from last year? Oh yeah, the top 10 isn't even on the fucking website.
They just take so long to put up.
Stop being a Mexican.
Like literal hours.
Hours.
I don't understand how it takes hours. Like that just seems so.
Because if you look at if you look how it's done, every poster is the same size, so it doesn't look all wonky.
Right.
So I have to resize every poster, and then I have to like format it to where they're squared with each other, and then also I have to
type in a copy and paste thing. Like, isn't it like a grid thing you can just kind of snap and go? Like, I don't know how it works. I've never actually
kind of a little bit, but if your posters aren't the right size, then that's really what takes the longest is sizing the posters.
Yeah.
But also you have to look at it too. There's on like a show where there's 5 of us, there's 50 posters I have to put up there.
Yeah, but I mean, there's not 50 unique films. I mean, some years there are going to be a lot of repeats where you size one like The Omen and you put it on 5 different lists, right?
Yeah, it takes a while. Trust me.
Right.
But anyway, House with the Laughing Windows.
House with the Laughing Windows, man. Fuck, what the hell?
There were not any windows that were laughing.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, there's
kind of smiling windows.
I like the idea.
Smiling windows.
I like the idea that they had painted the big face or the big lips on the windows and shit. Like that's kind of cool.
That's like the only thing I remembered from watching it years ago when we did the 76 show. Was I was like, isn't there like I just remembered like big red lips somewhere in the movie.
Man, I only remembered. Yeah, that was probably the last time I watched it was for the 76 show. I only remembered the actual mural, like the painting. I actually thought was pretty cool in this film. It was pretty neat, but I didn't.
Well, the painting was awesome.
Yeah, I didn't remember the reveal. I didn't even remember the dummy death, which is so fucking, man, when it happened, I started pissing myself off. Like, how in the hell did I not remember that? Like,
going through a lot of these Italian movies that I have, like I remember what movies have dummy deaths, but I never remember like what the dummy death is. So they kind of sneak up on you. Like I was cackling when I rewatched Four Flies on Grey Velvet at the dummy death in that movie.
Yeah. Oh man. So many good ones.
Yeah, this was the first time watching me. I was really excited to watch this. This was like one of two movies I consider to be like big giallo blind spots for me, and I watched both of them.
So do you consider this one to be giallo?
No,
I think it's like it's really like
it's not a giallo.
I'm not gonna
listen.
It's a horror film. It's not a giallo.
I'm like,
dude,
this
it has
like
none of it. The only element that it has is a mystery.
Yeah.
It's got like death. It's got like the.
It's got death.
It does. It's the murderers. So I look at it this way. Like, I think like you could argue it in like the broadest terms, but if people have adopted,
where though, Tyler? Where is the broad? Well, in what way?
Answer me this. Do you consider Zeder to be a giallo? And Arcane Sorcerer, because all three of these movies have the same structure.
No.
They literally all of them have a mystery with a main character, and then there's a reveal. That's all three of these movies.
Like, I wouldn't die on the hill this is a giallo or anything, but it's just kind of the way like I kind of take some movies I don't consider horror that a lot of people do consider horror. That like if it's been adopted in this spot, then like I'm not gonna argue with it.
Well, hell.
That's
if Suspiria is considered,
I don't think that's a popular opinion though. I think a lot of people that are just like no.
Dude, some people just think that giallo and Italian horror,
and it's like
are the same thing.
Yeah, and it's like if you actually like horror movies, it's like this is like level 2 horror stuff. So like once you actually like get into horror, like you understand the difference. But I think a lot of people that are just like window shopping and they watch like the best of every subgenre, so they think they know they like what they've seen, like fall into this little trap where like they think Suspiria is a giallo.
Mm-hmm.
Giallos are essentially like a slasher that's not a slasher.
I will say the other movie that like was considered that I considered to be like a big giallo blind spot, I thought was even less of a giallo than this, and that was The Laughing Woman. And I consider it,
that.
Yeah, it's like it's in that period like before Bird, but after Blood and Black Lace, where like they were still kind of like trying to find an identity.
Right.
But I thought that was even less a giallo. But if like that's considered in the canon, like sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just look at all three of these films as being slow burn horror films.
I think if it didn't have this title, like it just like was titled like I don't know, like whatever, like Catholic Murders or something. Yeah, and you just showed it to me, I wouldn't think it was a giallo.
Yeah,
it doesn't have any of the sort of elements that I think of when I think of giallo. Like,
no, it definitely doesn't. Like it's definitely like it would be like its own thing, like in that like interpretation of it. I just look as like he comes in and then like there's his friend's death that he's investigating, and then there's more death that follows that he's investigating. That like okay, like if this is like where like you're kind of like
but to me it's like that's like Wicker Man or something. Like this movie is more relatable to Wicker Man than.
Well, I think the big difference is Wicker Man is he was sent there to investigate like something already. You know what I mean? And he's not like people aren't dying off in the Wicker Man like while he's trying to solve a mystery.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
It's like it's not like I don't know if I would have like watched this like out of like without like the giallo-esque title and just like having like the preconceived bias about it already and thought it was a giallo. But I'm also like I'm not going to argue with like the like if that's the greater opinion. Like I'm not going to argue.
I'll argue it because they're fucking idiots.
I just feel like IMDb is wrong all the time, but like it literally has it listed horror first, right? Yeah. Like with most giallos, it doesn't say horror first, but anyways, it is what it is, man. So the House with the Laughing Windows, man, good film, really good. Yeah.
Anything else on that,
Greg? What are your overall thoughts on the film?
Definitely really good, man. This was a blind spot. I had not seen this until we actually reviewed this on our last episode, which is strange because I ended up seeing.
Are you fucking serious, dude?
Yes. And so we ended up. I've watched it twice now in the last 2 weeks, and
Wow.
I'm glad I did.
Did you like it more on the second watch?
I did. I actually really enjoyed it more the second. I gave it an 8.5 the first time, so I'm like a 9 now, dude. Like this movie fucking rocks, bro. Like this one.
Yeah.
This one's really fucking good.
I just absolutely love the batshit reveal in this.
Yes.
It is so fucking, it's like dirty.
Out of nowhere.
It's so unsettling.
It's so dirty. Like when they talk about like, with him and
it's not even that it's out of nowhere either. It's just not on your radar.
Exactly. Like there's a lot of elements. It's such a dark reveal because like this character's already dark, but then it gets darker, and then what we get to see, it's just fucking out there, man. It's so it's good. It's really good. Like I can't even believe how I forgot that. I mean, it's just my old age and my brain's not working anymore. But I'm like, how?
Yeah,
I
will definitely not forget this ending.
No. Yeah. Yeah, it's just fucking, it's creepy too, man. It's honestly like I love movies that are able to be creepy in the daytime. It's such a hard thing to accomplish, in my opinion. Something I always
helps
notice
when all the buildings look like a fucking homeless people live in them.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's the beauty of like creating these crazy voices on these tapes and just the narrative of this painter, and like there's just something. It's just so atmospheric and so foreboding that I love that type of film. Like there's so many people that don't really care for these slow burn type films, and that's fine. But I'm definitely a person that enjoys this type of shit. Like, I mean, if this movie didn't have any atmosphere and didn't really have a good story, and it'd be such a slug to get through. But it has all those elements that are working for me, and it all falls into place too. And the argument I can see from some people being like, oh yeah, it's really good up until the reveal. It just kind of goes fucking batshit left field kind of thing. But I mean, that's what makes it so great, right? I think it works so well because
it makes it memorable.
It's not
memorable and great
to having a movie like this. That's just how it is. Like you're watching this because it's like exaggerated and it's heightened, and you're getting something different. If you want something that's completely grounded in reality, that all makes sense. I don't know, dude. Like it's 1976. Go watch a fucking Sidney Pollack movie or something.
I just feel that the ending works, even though it's so crazy and bad shit that like if the movie wasn't as good leading up to that, I think it would almost be super, super laughable. You know what I mean? Like if it didn't have that atmosphere, it had like goofy things happening and shit. And you get this, you're like, oh, okay, well, that's fucking stupid. But it's what leads up to that makes it work so damn well, even though it is.
It's
so
very,
crazy.
very unsettling. And I don't know if it's because I watched it like on a computer screen, like in a dark room with headphones on, like, a foot away from my face. But like, I like legitimately kind of like this movie, like kind of gave me the chills.
You know what? It's funny you bring that up because one thing that I actually hate doing, but then actually I just think I hate doing it, but I actually like doing it, is watching movies on a laptop with headphones. Like I always am like, I would rather watch it on the TV, because it's comfortable and it's bigger and makes more sense. But then like if it's a scary movie, I get like so invested in the laptop screen. It's the weirdest thing. I haven't done it in a while, actually. I haven't had to watch a movie on a laptop.
A big time that it really stuck out to me, where like there's a big difference in the TV and the laptop. The first time I saw the Blair Witch Project, I watched it on a laptop and it scared the fucking shit out of me. And then like about a year ago, I watched it like on my 4K TV, and it was not the same.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think
it's a good movie, but it's I think it's a good movie, but like it was
the
a
laptop probably was a good
and like I hadn't seen it before. That was just the day that I was like just going and pirating every like popular horror movie I hadn't seen and just chugging through movies like that, like around like 2010, like 2009.
Yeah, we have those different experiences with Blair Witch because I saw it in the theater in '99 when the consensus was it was still kind of real. Right.
Yeah, I remember that.
So
craze.
it was a different vibe. Yeah, it was a really, really memorable time to like. I'll never forget it. Right, because the promotion behind this film and what they did, like how they made this film so huge, is just
Yeah,
it'll never
it was
be
genius.
it'll never be duplicated. Like the movie or not, you can't help but smile at what they did with this because it's so incredible. It really is so incredible. They had people convinced that this was real and shit. So it added to the the hypeness of watching the film and stuff like that too. But again, it'll something that I'll never live through again. Like it just will never happen. So
Yeah.
very, very unique in the history of horror films for myself.
I remember my parents, like when I was like 7, 8 years old, debating like amongst themselves if they think like the Blair Witch Project is real.
Oh yeah, my whole family was talking about it, and I had to sleep in the same room as my grandfather all fucking winter because of that movie. I was so scared. It's the movie. I say it all the time. It's the movie that scared me the most out of anything. And I grew up watching Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th and The Exorcist and every other fucking horror movie that is popular.
When I was
the Blair Witch fucked me up.
Dude, when I was 6 years old, my mom showed me Nightmare on Elm Street, and I don't know why to this day.
Dude, I saw Wes Craven's New Nightmare in 1994 in the theater when I was 3.
That's insanity. Holy shit.
At this point, I'm like questioning parenting. Right there. I'm like, you taking your kid a New Nightmare at 3? Like,
yeah, this was something on TV. My mom's like, watch this movie.
Yeah,
and
I literally was watching horror movies when I came out the fucking womb, bro.
Oh man, that's crazy. Somebody bought you a ticket to Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Not only did somebody, my mom took me, and then I saw The Lion King.
I didn't even see that in the theater. I didn't even see that one. I was 14 when that one came out, but I don't remember it being. I don't think we got it here. I mean, in my small town, at least that I remember.
Nothing.
Well, back in those days, we had a lot more cinemas, right? Oddly enough, so we used to get a lot more variety. Now we only have the one, but we had like 4 at least back in the 90s, kind of thing. So we got a lot more, and a lot of those smaller cinemas, they would cater to more cultish films and stuff, and then this one would be like the more popular one and stuff. So like depending on which one you're going to, you kind of knew what you're getting yourself into. You want to see the big blockbusters, you go to this one. You want to see these lower key horror films. Like I always tell story when I saw the Midnight Madness showing of Hellraiser 3. They had a one night showing and it just came out, and I went to see this movie at like midnight, and it was fucking
I miss
awesome.
when midnight releases were actually at midnight.
Yeah, and it was one night only, and I was like, I'm going to fucking see this thing. And that was what, in 90, when did it come out? 93.
Yeah,
so I would have been 13, staying at my friend's house, and like, yep, we're going to fucking see Hellraiser 3. It's like something you never forget, right? It was one time. So yeah, that's kind of why I have like this like elevated love for Hellraiser 3, even though it's not the greatest movie in the world. I just like it because I have that nostalgia, and it doesn't really factor into a lot of my like for movies. Like a lot of people are like, oh, you're just nostalgic for that movie, and a lot of the times it's not true. It really isn't. But that one in particular, it's because of how I saw it that really factors into nostalgia too.
I actually have a similar love for Hellraiser 3 for a similar reason. Back in 1990, like 8 or something like that, the very first time I was allowed to stay home by myself was due to the fact that there was Sci-Fi was showing Hellraiser 1, 2, and 3 on TV, and I wanted to watch them so bad. And my grandma and grandfather wanted to go out to like some family party or something like that, and I didn't want to go, and they let me stay home, and I fucking sat on the couch like cuddled up watching the Hellraiser movies. Jesus. Yeah, dude. That was the first time I was so scared afterwards too.
I bet, man. That's crazy. Again, tangents. What are we talking about?
I think we're going into ratings.
The House of the Laughing Windows. Well, let's do the honors. Well, Greg, you kind of gave away what he was going to give it, but do you want to get into a rating on the House of the Laughing Windows and your final thoughts on it or whatever?
Yeah, like I say, I'm giving it a 9. And if you've not seen it, man, this is a must watch, dude. I absolutely love it. Pupi done a good job on this one, man. Very atmospheric. Love it.
Right. All right. Tyler, what do you at?
I like this movie quite a bit. I definitely think whether it's giallo or not, if you're into these type of Italian movies, you definitely have to see it. If you have not, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
JP.
Yeah, so second time watch for me, really liked it. I'm curious about Pupi here because his films are a little hard to see, but I saw he had one that it's called Christmas Present, and it's set on Christmas. It's like labeled as a mystery or a thriller drama or something like that about some friends playing cards on Christmas Eve. And the poster looked cool and it sounded cool. I found a copy, but it's no subtitles. So I don't know if anybody has that. I'm curious on that just because I never heard of it before. Have you guys heard of that?
I haven't really heard of too many Italian directors making holiday movies.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if I've ever seen one. Like,
it's so weird. Like, you just don't see Italian directors making holiday movies. They just don't do those things. That's why I was so confused when you said on Christmas Present. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's called Christmas Present, and it says a group of former friends meet again after a very long time in a Christmas night with the intent of ripping off a rich industrialist in a game of poker.
Huh.
Old hatreds and mistrust conflict with the nostalgia for lost friendship. Sounds cool, right?
I would watch that because that's just so unique.
1986, man. Killer poster art too, man.
Yeah, the poster looks good. You got Christmas tree in the background, Christmas present on the poker table. But yeah, I'm curious on that one. But that's the fun thing about these shows and just our show in general is like there's still so much out there that needs unearthed in a way, you know?
Right.
Like, remember a couple years ago when that Christmas Dow Code for Santa Claus movie finally got like a nice release over here, and everybody was like, "Oh, that movie's like Home Alone," like, but fucking, like that was such a cool find, you know what I mean? And I know you had heard of it before, but I had never.
I had the German Blu-ray already before it got the Vinegar Syndrome release.
I see. But
right, so I'd seen it, and it literally is like it was released. I don't know, just a little bit before Home Alone, and it has the very similar premise. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, actually. Have you seen that one, Greg?
Yeah, I have, man. I actually heard about it via Joe Bob Briggs.
Right.
But, yeah, it's actually, man, it's killer, man. I like the whole Home Alone thing.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about that movie is when he kills his fucking dog, and then they have that like sad montage where he's burying his dog, and I'm like, fuck, he gets me every time. I'm like, Christ,
that's a dog.
Right. And I'm like, not the fucking dog, man. This is mean. You know?
But anyway, I give it 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with my 9. I think that's what I had it rated even on my the 76. And when I pulled it up on my letterbox, it was rated at that too. So, but I really enjoyed these reveals, man. Love it. It's awesome shit. Great atmosphere. Cool story. House of the Laughing Windows. Check it out. It's a great one from Pupi Avati. Yeah.
42 shots. Revenge of the Dead.
All right, so getting into the second review here. We're going to take it into the 80s. Actually, this is really cool. I just thought of this. So we got a film from the 70s, a film from the 80s, and a film from the 90s. Now, that doesn't happen very often.
No,
it was really, it's kind of strange how he made his movies so far apart.
Right. But to have one from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, that's really unique, actually. Yeah, pretty crazy. Oh,
he actually made a good bit of fucking movies.
Yeah, I think I didn't really look at the filmography too hard, but it looks
well. Most of them are completely look like just like rom-coms and stuff.
Yeah,
probably did a lot of just Italian TV movies and stuff.
Right, and they're probably even if those things ever got, they're probably just dubbed in Italian. There's no subtitles, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
kind of thing. So. But yeah, get into the 80s, 1983 with a film called Revenge of the Dead, also known as Zeder. Been released under both titles and things. Code Red released the Blu-ray a few years back under the Revenge of the Dead. 88 Films has recently released it under Zeder, or I think the flip art is probably Revenge of the Dead also, but all right, quick little synopsis. It's not really that quick, but Stefano, a young journalist, buys a used typewriter and accident. No, he actually doesn't buy the typewriter.
He's gifted it.
He's gifted the typewriter. Yeah. So that's already wrong in the storyline. That's why I love reading these.
Wow.
Buys a used typewriter and accidentally sees that some text is still readable on the ribbon. Accidentally. Okay, whatever. He manages to reconstruct the story of a scientist, Pablo Zeder, who in the 1950s discovered that some type of terrain have the power to revive the dead that are buried in them. So it goes on. Stefano investigates, bringing into contact with blah, blah, blah. Okay. We don't need to go on with the storyline, but so I've seen this movie a couple times now, and it's very interesting, the premise of this movie. I do want to note, and I actually did look it up. I mean, it's just simply for more conversation pieces, really. But if you guys are familiar with Pet Sematary and the narrative in Pet Sematary, where, you know, there's sacred ground, and if you go and bury the dead there, they'll come back to life. Well, Revenge of the Dead basically has that same premise.
Yeah, I thought about that when we were watching it. Like, oh,
so I did a quick little Google search. I was just very, very curious because I knew that Stephen King's book originally came out in 1983. This movie also came out in 1983. So the movie came out in August 10th, and Stephen King's novel came out November 14th of 83. So this actually precedes the release of Stephen King's book. Now, I'm not suggesting at all that Stephen King riffed off the idea for this. There's just no way. It's too close in proximity to write a whole book with it.
Yeah, because Stephen King wrote Pet Sematary a while before he published it.
I remember reading this.
Right. And I was just
the one he kept tucked away.
Yeah, because he thought it was like, I can't give people this is too far, and he like put it in a drawer for a couple years.
Yeah, because he wrote it like in the late 70s, didn't he? Like he wrote it like 3-4 years before it actually got released, something like that.
Sure.
Yeah. So, but anyways, I just thought it was very interesting and kind of a conversation piece that like these movies share very similar DNA narrative wise, and they came out at the same time. Well, the book did at least, right? The movie obviously wasn't developed until 89 is when I think it was 89.
Yeah. Honestly, I wish they used this plot device more. This is a cool plot device.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, you know, going back to the whole Pupi Avati like structure in this film, this one's very, very similar to The House of Laughing Windows too, right?
What was your 2-word review? Pupi's Cemetery?
Pupi Cemetery?
Probably something like that.
Cemetery de Pupi.
But you just cannot help when you watch this movie that it shares that same Pet Sematary narrative, right? Like it's the same premise. It's kind of cool. So is this first time watch for everyone, or have you guys seen this one before?
It was a first time watch for me.
First time.
Greg?
First time.
Okay, crazy. All right, so what are your guys' thoughts? Tyler, we'll start with you on Revenge of the Dead, aka Zeder.
So I liked it. I think it's definitely like a significant step down from House of Laughing Windows. I don't think it really like encapsulated that whole atmosphere, but I think that movie was really good. So I'm not like asking it to live up to those standards. But I thought it was, for the most part, was pretty enjoyable. It was a little long-winded, where like they kind of spun their wheels for a while, but it had some scenes that I felt were like real standouts. And I think like the idea of this movie, just like the way it's like just the premise of it, is really, really cool. I think like just on the premise alone of just like these zones where like where time doesn't exist how they're supposed to, and where the dead can rise from, and then how he gets into this like mystery, like again, like involving the church, and the way they tie that in, and anyone who gets too close like ends up dead. It's really cool.
If you start to know things, right, it's like, you know, you just end up dead. Yeah,
I thought it was pretty atmospheric. I thought like toward like the final act was pretty creepy. He was definitely, this guy's definitely good at creating some dread in that sort of way. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't think it's like a home run or anything. I think it was a pretty decent flick.
JP.
This one to me, I thought it was, on the surface and on paper, it had some cool ideas. Like the whole K-Zone thing. First of all, the name of it is like, it's silly. It's K-Zone. It sounds like something.
I think it's literally like the way you spell it out. It's literally K-zones.
Yeah, that's what it was. I watched it with subs, and it was exactly that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And there's like a few scenes that I thought were cool, like with the dude against the wall with the hands coming out.
That was cool.
I feel like what this film really lacks, especially being in the 80s and you know, the 70s sort of expect that slower pace. I think with this one, maybe some kills or some like gore or even nudity would have helped. I know me and Greg were talking a little bit outside of the show. There's like really nothing in this movie.
Yeah, there's kind of a missed opportunity.
There's nothing like really exceptional. It's just like fine.
Dude, it's funny you bring that up. Actually, I have this written down. There's a missed opportunity with his, because they even talk about like how hot his wife is and stuff in the movie. Like there's characters that notice how hot she is, but you never get down to the nitty gritty with her, man. There's a scene where she's coming off the beach in her bikini and stuff like that. And it's about the closest you get to anything, really. And yeah, I mean, there was an opportunity there to kind of exploit that beauty, but it never happens. I get it though. It definitely needed a little bit of titties, but I mean, for the narrative wise, I feel again with these type of slow burn films, I don't necessarily need to rely on screen blood and gore and stuff. It's more about the story. It's more about the conspiracy and incorporating, the church's fucking, hypocrisies and just in hypocrisies in general. But I do like the idea of the mystery. Like I love things to do with writers and stuff. I've always stated that. Anything, but I like the way he discovers this kind of story. Like he pulls out this ribbon and he's like, oh shit, he starts reading this thing. He's like, what the fuck is this? And then he goes and investigates from that point. Like I like that setup and stuff. And the setup's cool. And I like that it has like the mystery aspect of like, I need to figure out what's going on. But also the poster doesn't really help it because it makes it look like it's going to be like a fucking zombie film.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, that's what I said before. I said this last week. I said when I kind of gave the pre-ducks to Revenge of the Dead, Zeder, and I said, like if you look at the artwork, don't expect it to be a full-blown zombie film because I know that's the main problem with this movie. It's kind of like the whole Christmas Evil thing. People think that going into Christmas Evil for the first time is going to be a straight-up slasher film. Well, it's a fucking character study. It's a character study that a lot of people can't accept. And I think they can't get past that. So they don't really care for Christmas Evil. And I think with this one too, I've heard from other reviewers and stuff that they thought it was it was a terrible zombie movie. And I'm like, it's not technically a zombie movie. It's, it's not really like that at all. The artwork is very misleading, is very deceiving, and you can't take it for what it is. So if you can get past that, read away and stuff. But I mean, even if you get the Code Red Blu-ray, don't look at the back because there's like all the spoilers are right in the pictures. It's just bullshit. It's such fucking bullshit, man. Like, don't flip the fucking. Just stare at the awesome artwork.
Well, that's because there's nothing that happens that much in the movie that you can put on a cover that's enticing. Right.
But yeah, this movie, like, it's got a lot of this commentary that's happening and stuff. It's pretty cool. I like the whole premise, but it's so downbeat. Like the end of this movie is so downbeat too, man. Like I just feel
the same ending as fucking, the other movie.
Right. Like
not the other poopy movie, but the one.
Yeah. Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's interesting, right? It's very interesting. It shares a lot of DNA. So yeah.
Moment with the down in the basement when they first went down in the basement with the girl. My wife and I'm watching it. I'm like, dude, the worst possible thing you could do is take a girl underage in a see-through nightgown and put lights around it. I'm like, dude, that is so fucking perverted, creepy. What they did.
I actually thought of that as well.
Right. I actually forgot about that, but you're totally right, man.
Yeah, because the light like illuminates the white dress, and you're like, I don't want to see anything.
Oh, I'm like, you are fucking perverted. Whoever the fuck the cameraman is.
Right.
Get your pervert cards out.
Epic failed, dude, on that one, dude. I'm like, oh my God. But the music, man, oh my God, Riz Ortolini done the music. Yeah. Holy shit, dude. I love that, man, because I love Riz, man. Shit from House of the Edge of the Park. And
it's such an aggressive score. It's so aggressive. I love those aggressive strings, man. Yeah, like man. I love aggressive strings in soundtrack, like in scores and shit. And I mean, Ortolini, he uses strings a ton in his music, but like this one was just, it's like a different aggressiveness to it. And it's interesting that he went so aggressive with it because the movie is so slow paced, right? But it works so well for him. I feel like it translates and it builds that tension, right? Because there is pretty much kind of a mystery here. Like, really, are these people like actually rising from their graves and shit like that? But I think that type of score works really well. And we've talked about this with Cannibal Holocaust too. And I think having that kind of like very soothing sounding score for Cannibal Holocaust just offsets what you're seeing visually too, right? It works perfectly for it. And where this one is the polar opposite, but it's
so good.
Yeah, it makes it so well. Like that guy's a really good scorer, man. Really good scorer. Good shit.
Yeah, when I saw his name, I just been like, since I've been watching all these Italian movies, I just love like when you get to the credits and it shows the composer, and you're like, oh yeah, baby, this is gonna be a bop.
Right.
Especially if you see Goblin. Goblin wasn't in any of the movies tonight, but man, when you see Goblin's name or some Nettie or somebody, man, you're like, fuck, this is gonna be rocking, dude, no matter what.
I am a giant Morricone fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I drive around in my car and I listen to Ennio Morricone music more than any other artist.
And that's why Tyler's not allowed around schools.
You roll around listening to fucking Morricone.
Dude, I will come home from work like cranking like Ecstasy of Gold down my street.
Dude, that is so fucked up. I don't ever really listen to scores.
I finished it up about an hour before we started recording. I finished up The Great Silence, and I know I'm going to be listening to that like next week.
You got like 218s in your car pumping out, man. It's like rocking out.
Dude, like, I wonder if my neighbors hear this and they're like, "This guy is fucking psychotic."
This guy's a weirdo.
Yeah, like
psycho, dude. Like, let me go in his house, see if he's got white all in his house, dude. Psycho.
I could probably roll around listening to Goblin and stuff, and like maybe Simon Boswell. Like Simon Boswell's another one. He's got some pretty crazy scores and shit. I mean, that guy scored everything. Yeah. But Morricone, that's interesting.
he's got like 50 years of movies.
Oh, I know, man. He scored like fucking like, oh man, so many movies, dude. It's crazy. You could never fucking name them all.
Like half of this Giallo he did.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like him and Nikolai did like half of them.
And we did a lot of westerns too, right?
Yeah, he did a ton of westerns. Like it's like every other western. He did Policios too. Like he did fucking everything.
Oh right,
that guy was just such an animal.
Oh, I forgot that. Simon Boswell, man. I forgot about that run of films. Like he started with Phenomena, went into Demons 2, Stage Fright, Delirium. He did Karate Warrior. That's fucking hilarious. He composed music for The Ogre, which a lot of people know is like the Demons 3. That's crazy. Sante Sangre, he did the music for that. Hardware, fuck man.
Oh, that's a great movie. I love Sante Sangre.
Yeah, man. Visually, that is. Oh, he composed music for Dust Devil. I'm not sure I even knew that. You guys ever seen Dust Devil?
I have.
No, it's on Criterion Channel right now. I think
the Richard Stanley movie. Oh, I love it, man. It's so good.
Isn't there like a bunch of different cuts of that movie or something?
Yeah, I've got that one edition where it has like the 4 or 5 different cuts on it. They're pretty different, actually. It's crazy.
I watched that so long ago. I don't even remember it.
Yeah. No, it's good, man. It's good shit. But yeah, Simon Boswell got some good shit, man. Phenomena fucking score is amazing.
So what did you think about Zeder?
I enjoy Zeder, man. I hadn't seen it in a while. And my initial thoughts on the film, it's like, yeah, you know, I probably watched it one off kind of thing and never really put it together with the House of the Laughing Windows and just, you know, Pupi's style, which is like so slow burn. Like these movies are all constructed the exact same, but watch them all 3 in a row, like it's kind of enjoyable because you know what you're getting yourself into by the third one. Like right away, you know, with the third one, like it's going to be the same type of thing.
But I mean, if you watched them that way,
I did actually.
You know me, I have to watch shit in chronological order.
I watched
with my mentality.
Here's how I did it this week: Zeder, Arcane Sorcerer, House with the Laughing Windows.
Dude, it's like when people take pictures of like their music collection and stuff and they post it on Instagram and it's not in order. It drives me nuts. I'm like, why would you have their fucking latest release? Like it's first and this one's out of order. I'm like, fuck, don't do that. Don't do that. It's screwing with the feng shui, man. Come on.
Moodz is like, stop.
And it drives me nuts, dude. It gets
I just do it more every week now because I know it annoys you.
But didn't you used to watch shit like in chronological order all the time?
I usually do, but when it comes like the way I've been doing these, because I don't own like any of these films, is except for the second week we did last week,
the Urkel film.
Yeah, the Death Walks films.
Yeah.
I just go with whatever's easily available first. And Zeder was the one that I found streaming. So that's what I watched first.
Okay.
And I had to get a link for the House with Laughing Windows. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was lucky. I had the 2 movies anyways on.
I'm lucky where I tried to watch Laughing Windows like Friday evening, so that gave us time where Dave uploaded it. Because other than that, if I didn't get that quick, I probably would have watched Zeder first too.
I bought all 3, and it's funny, man, because we'll get to it when we get into JP knows, man, on the Arcane one. holy shit, that was a pain in the ass for me, man, because I bought the DVD and it's an Italian DVD. Man.
Oh no.
Oh, it didn't have subs?
It doesn't have no subs, bro.
Oh, okay.
And I should have known when I got the fucking movie that everything's in Italian. I'm sitting here looking, there's not an English word on this fucking thing except DVD video. And that's the only thing it's English. I was like,
and then I'm sitting there trying to explain to you and Tyler how to fucking watch movies.
Oh, it was like, I do.
I was like, I gotta download it and put the subs on and watch my computer. Like, what am I, a fucking pilgrim?
I'm like, do you have VLC? You're like, what's that?
Fuck VLC.
I don't know what that shit was. I'm too spoiled, dude. I paid a lot of money for this fucking giant 4K TV and soundbar. Like, I'm fucking using it.
Right.
It was funny. Oh god.
No, that sucks, man. That sucks.
DVD. I have a DVD copy of Arcane in Italian. If you know how to speak.
Fuck.
Scusi.
Excuse me.
Scusi.
Oh man. Yeah, so I actually really like this movie. Like I said, I love the premise, man. And he just, again, he manages to capture, like, it doesn't have as good daytime atmosphere as Laughing Windows, but it's still prevalent there. I really like the way this one goes, and I like the backstory too, that they give you a little bit of backstory and stuff, and like how this dude was like so hell-bent on proving his theories and shit like that. Like he like pretty much gave himself up and shit. It's pretty crazy actually. But like the movie is like super downbeat by the end of it. It's like, it's not like a slug to get through. This one runs, I think, just over 90 minutes, pretty normal length movie, but like what happens in the end, you're just like, really? Fuck, crazy. But, we've seen this before too. But overall, man, I think it's really decent. I think the probably about the last 15 minutes when you get some actual action, I guess I'll just put it that way. It's pretty good. It's well done. It's very atmospheric. It's creepy. It's, it's kind of a nice payoff anyways, but interesting. It's interesting the way this thing goes. I'll just leave it at that for the people who haven't seen it, but I think it's worth the time. So I enjoy it. Did everybody already say their words on this one?
Greg, did you? I can't remember.
What's that?
Did you say your opinion on this one?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot too, man. Yeah, I think Gabriella Lavia, Stefano, the main guy, man, I thought he done great in this movie, man. It's a banger, dude. I get the slow burn. I definitely get it in that ending, but I like the K-Zone knowing about the land, without spoiling too much shit. But, the whole land thing, man, I dug the premise, dude. I was really into this.
At minimum, it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, there's something funny about the lead, like Gabriel Levia. Like, he has that, like, standing grumpy bitch face. Like, that guy's incapable of looking happy. And he's like that actually in, he's in a bunch of movies. Like, he's in Inferno, right? And
yeah, he's also in another Argento, and I can't think of the top of my head.
He's in Sleepless.
Yeah, definitely. Deep Red. He was in Deep Red.
Oh, yeah, he's in Deep Red too. Right. Of course he's in Deep Red.
I know, right?
Forget about that one. Oh, okay. I just clicked on the thing. He's actually in Beyond the Door. That movie is the funniest Italian Exorcist ripoff ever. Like, me and JP have talked about this multiple times. The kids in that film have the filthiest mouths. They just fucking cuss like every 2 minutes. It's so fucked up, man. It's so fucking funny, dude. These kids are just filthy mouth. Oh, it's so good. But yeah, I always thought that this guy, he's a decent actor, man, but like he just has that like standing grumpy bitch face. There's something about it. He's like incapable of like looking happy and shit. It's totally bizarre.
He's Carlo in Deep Red.
Yeah.
Oh. That's funny.
Yeah, that's funny. So, anyways, who's up first for ratings?
Tyler.
Oh yeah, Tyler.
So yeah, I thought this was decent. I didn't love it, but I thought it was good. I liked it enough. I give it a 6 out of 10.
All right, JP.
Yeah, it was a little bit, had some elements missing for me to really dig it.
What elements are missing?
Well, some visual gore or
yeah. You wanted the gore and said, yeah, it didn't bother me in this one. Generally, I would be kind of with you on that, but like I said, with slow burn, sometimes I don't really need it. I'm more invested in just the journey of the mystery too, right? Like I enjoy that. Yeah, I thought there was some pretty cool stuff. Yeah. So, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like I just wanted a little bit more based on what the story was.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas like with House of Laughing Windows, I felt like I was more invested in that than this. Whether I'm not quite sure, I can't really put my finger on like why that one was much more interesting, but it was. I gave this one a 6.5 out of 10.
I made it out of 7 on this one. I really enjoy it. I think there's a lot more elements to this film that I enjoy that I don't. But I feel like when it kind of hits its peak and like gets into that third act area and stuff like that, and we get some action, so it's pretty cool and stuff. So it's a decent payoff for me. But I can see where you're coming from with wanting a little bit more throughout the film and stuff like that. I can see that. I don't personally need it, but overall it's still pretty enjoyable. I've seen it a couple times now, but you guys definitely right about not having any let's just say boobies in this one. Yeah. Missed opportunity for sure.
Where's the tits?
Could have that. It just would have just added one more thing to it. It's like, man, you got this hot wife, dude. Just let's see her.
Let's see your hands.
So
she looks the goods.
Right. Yeah, because she's cute, man. She's super cute. But all right, Greg.
Yeah, I dug it. Like I said, first time watch for me. I went into it because I asked JP man about it because I was like, dude, I said supposedly 2016. Code Red Blu-ray release has the unedited because they say it's heavily edited as Revenge of the Dead. And I'm like, the version I watched seems like it's heavily edited. So if I'm seeing the uncut, because I do have the Code Red Blu-ray, I'm like, dude, how much else is edited? Like, I don't know. But I dig it, man. I'm an 8 on this one, dude. I like it.
Yeah, that's a good question, actually, because if that version isn't cut, well, I don't think it is. I think it actually is the full version of the film. Mm-hmm. What the fuck were they cutting out?
It's the girl. It's the girl from.
But sometimes, when things are cut, like people always usually just assume it's like gore and maybe some animal cruelty or some shit like that. Sometimes cut versions are just like dialogue scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like extra narrative part.
Deep Red is a great example.
Right. That's exactly. Cut out a little bit of exposition and stuff like that.
They cut out a whole dimension of the character.
Yeah. Right. I mean, you look at some of the American cuts of Italian films and they're like 25 minutes shorter, and for a fact that's not straight violence and gore and shit. It's like full subplots. They'll take out full subplots of movies because, it's that typical American thing where, we just don't have the attention span, I guess, to watch a 120-minute film. So we got to cut it down to 82 minutes. It's like, what? Is that the mentality here?
That's like Creepers and the Creepers cut is a lot different than the
it's like 30 cut. It's like 30 minutes shorter or something like that. It's crazy.
Was gonna say, like, it's funny you say that because last night I wanted to watch a couple more. I was in my spaghetti western vibe and I wanted to watch Day of Anger because I've never seen it. So I was just like searching for cuts, and the cut that was on Tubi was like 86 minutes. In Letterboxd said 113 minutes. I'm like, there's no way it's this far off. So like I Wikipedia and it was like, no, that's like the super cut American version. So I was like, hell fucking no. And I found like the 113-minute cut somewhere.
Yeah, that's a nice thing about having or living in this golden age of collecting and stuff with, companies like Severin and whoever else is putting out tons of Italian stuff like Arrow and shit. Like they managed to give you all the different cuts. I love that. Right. Yeah, if you want to watch the short, but you have the young cut, you got the international cut, you got the fucking director's cut, you got the fucking mommy and daddy booby cut or whatever the fuck you want to call them. It's like it's there. It's there.
Yeah, there's the actual and what's in like the Phenomena 4K. There's I think 3 cuts of the movie, the Creepers one, the international one, and then another one.
Like director's cut or something like that. Yeah.
The one that's actually shorter, but not the super short one, is actually the best cut.
Yeah, the middle one.
The runtime on that?
Yeah, I don't like the Creepers cut. I don't like the Creepers cut. I grew up watching that one because that was the only version that was available in North America for so many years. You couldn't see the international or the director's cut of the film.
All right.
So I grew up watching the short version of Phenomena, which is Creepers, which is like 82 minutes. And then seeing, I believe, would have been the international cut. I think that was the first one that came, Anchor Bay released it or something. I can't remember. And it was like, what the fuck? This movie's like so much different and longer. It was like mind blowing.
Okay, so what's the cut I should watch then? Because like Phenomena is like legitimately like one of my like I would say like top 100 favorite movies. I'm definitely gonna watch it this month as part of Italian Horror Month.
It's not the shortest cut or the longest cut. It's the other one. Because
I feel like I've always watched the longest cut.
Well, the thing about the longest cut versus the second longest cut is that it's the same movie. They don't cut out any scenes. They just tighten it up and cut out some like lingering stuff.
Right.
So it's not much different at all.
So like, I'll make a point to make sure
like kind of quicker transitions and things like that.
Yeah. It doesn't, I've never watched the Creepers cut. So I was like, I like the movie so much as it is. Like, dude, that I look at them like I don't understand how you can cut 30 minutes out of this movie.
I actually like the Creepers cut, but not more. I just think that it's interesting.
Yeah.
I just feel like I watch this movie. Like I like this movie so much, and I watch it. I make a point to watch it like once a year. That like I just want to get the best experience every year.
Mm-hmm.
Understandable.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. That we gave all of our ratings. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I think so.
All of us gave ratings.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Totally forgot again. Like, it's a tangents, man. I'm like, holy shit, dude.
The rating tangents.
Right. Oh my God. All right. So that is Revenge of the Dead, aka Zeder from 1983. All right. So getting into the third and final film here on week 3. From 1996, we have Arcane Sorcerer.
That's rare time for Italian Horror Month where we venture into the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is actually one that I never got to see for the 96 show that we did fucking a millennial ago. That's what it seems like anyways.
And I remember, and I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, like I looked everywhere for this film.
I know, because someone mentioned, it might have been Brandon, I'm not 100% sure, but someone had said it's actually really good. You need to check it out. Well, fuck, neither of us could find, but back in those days, it was a little bit harder to find shit online. Like that's how long we've been doing
I don't think anybody found it. I remember, I think I brought it up because I saw it on someone's list.
Right.
Because I always do research where I'll look at other people's lists on the internet just as a general idea of like what's out there.
What people are liking and shit. What's not on the list.
But it was like unfindable.
Yeah. And I mean, it obviously has a DVD release, straight Italian release.
Yeah.
Totally. It's the same one as the IMDb artwork, by the way. So that's exactly what I got.
Oh, okay. Right. That makes sense.
It was on that MB server. Like
I got that put up.
This one obviously has it's been remastered because the version that we all watched here is like a widescreen 1080p fucking transfer. Like this thing looked really damn good. So where's like if it has that?
I don't think I watched that version.
Oh, okay. Because the one that Dave sent us, it was fucking widescreen. It looked great. Like that was definitely
this one had a green bar on the bottom right, the right and the bottom of the screen. Okay, I don't know if you saw that, Tyler.
I didn't.
I didn't notice that. I thought the transfer I watched was fine.
It was great. I was so shocked. I was expecting it to be grainy, full screen, 90s kind of shit, right? And it was widescreen and like totally high def. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, why does this thing not have it must have a release somewhere or someone remastered or something. I have no idea what's going on with this, but anyways, Arcane Sorcerer. When I first heard the title, I thought it was like a fantasy movie, to be honest. Yeah. I was like, what? We're doing a fantasy shit? I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like one.
It does.
Or something like that, a Red Sonja or something.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what I thought I was getting myself into. I'm like, this has horror elements? But yeah, whatever. All right, so synopsis. A seminary student, Giacomo Vigiti. Seriously, I can't pronounce this.
Giacomo
Vigiti, I don't know, is convicted by the papal state of seducing a young girl. He is forced to flee and take a refuge with an excommunicated priest. Unfortunately, the priest was excommunicated for experimenting with the black arts. And soon, Giacomo, that's how he says it, Giacomo, wishes they'd never met. Giacomo. Yeah, Giacomo. Probably is Giacomo, actually. Yeah, I don't know.
I remember there was a guy on that show, Hell's Kitchen, that had this name, and like Chef Rangy would always yell at him, like,
I love that guy. I totally dude. I know you talk about.
Oh, Vigetti. I think it's Vigetti. Yeah, Giacomo Vigetti. I don't know. Fucking Italian names, man. All right, so Arcane Sorcerer. JP, what are your thoughts on Arcane Sorcerer?
I think that this movie would have made my top 10 of 96.
Dude, that was the first thing I was going to say. You fucking stole it.
Yeah, no, I think this one is pretty cool, man. And like, it's actually kind of scary too. I watched it late at night, like 2 a.m, and there's some creepy moments in it. And it's just, I just think it, first of all, I love that it's a period piece and it looks really good. I like the carrot. It's like, dude, when they're eating the sardines, bro, I'm like, what the fuck? Because they're like, and again with the religious, because they were eating sardines because it was Friday, and you don't eat meat on Friday except for fish for some reason.
Yeah.
But
I always like thought that was weird.
Yeah, no, it's weird.
Yeah. But because fish isn't meat apparently. But and I like that there's actually some. I don't. Is it CG? Like what is the floaty like apparition?
It's green screens.
Is it? Okay. I was like, what is this? Well, green screen would be CG.
I mean, I guess in a sense, it's more layering, right? You put something.
Okay, so it's in camera. Okay, so it's like layering then. Okay. But I thought that was like actually looked pretty decent for the time, and then I just was really into the black arts, and like it just, I don't know, it reminded me of like Warlock or something. I don't know, it worked for me. I was into it, and it was different, but it's sort of similar to those other 2 films still. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I honestly, man, I share the same opinion. I was kind of taken back for this. Again, it's the same structure. It's, it's got this investigative kind of heart to it, and like something like, it's got these characters and shit. Is very slow burn. It's got this payoff and stuff. Was it for you? Was the payoff, or the reveal, I should say, was the reveal shocking, or did you see that coming?
I kind of felt like it was probably going somewhere in that area.
I just felt like it had to have been the way it was.
Yeah.
Right. It didn't ruin it for me at all. I thought this whole movie was I thought it was super well done. Like I loved, like this one's a little bit more darker and definitely in tone, and obviously there's a lot more night scenes and stuff like that in this one. But I love the setting, dude, in that huge castle. Like I love the
books, bro.
The vertical books, man.
The bookcase is so cool with the, like, you have to use a ladder to get way up to
dude.
And like the chandelier with the candles and stuff. It felt right, It
felt so. It did. It felt like it was totally, that's the way it was. And I love the fact that, like, when you're up on the ladders and you're picking through the books and stuff, there's pigeons that are flying around. It's just like has that real element to it, right? Because back in 1750, when this movie is taking place, like that's how it would have been. Right, you would have had these pigeons flying through there and shit. It's just creepy, but they really set that up nice, because there's a lot of scenes where a main character is finding books for the guy that he's kind of taking care of or whatever. He was forced to be there anyways, and it sets up this really awesome scene towards the in the third act of the film, with like an apparition type scene and shit, which I think is really cool, and it's creepy as shit too, man. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
But I thought the costumes in this were awesome. I thought the music worked very, very well for this. The pacing's perfect for a movie like this too, because, it's got that creepy setting already. So you might as well snail pace it through it. And going back to House of Laughing Windows, snails. It's actually kind of funny that there's snails in there, because all these movies are snail paced.
And it doesn't feel like that weird 90s vibe that you get sometimes. No. It doesn't really have that.
This one was so much better than I was expecting. I was expecting, first of all, to watch, like I said, like a full screen shitty transfer, and I was probably going to ruin the experience for me, but it came and it was like this beautiful I was like, what the fuck? But it was so different, even though it was very similar to his other films. Like he's dealing with the same type of subject matter, like this death subject matter and shit like that. And, reappearing in black cards and coming back to life. And like it shares DNA with the other type of films. And I think it's kind of a cool trilogy of films to do, because they share those same elements. Like it's a perfect trilogy to do. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one, man. I just didn't know what to expect going into this one. I had no idea. I read the synopsis a little bit and I was like, okay, it's dealing with religion again, which again shares with all three films, the whole death thing. And I'm like, you know what? Let's do this. And I was like, I was kind of glued to the screen on this one. I was like, that's pretty fucking cool.
Too. Me too. Cool, I was really into it.
Yeah. It's just a shame that we never saw this for 96 because I'm pretty sure I was looking at my list of 96 films and I'm like, yeah, I could have fit it in there for sure.
Dude, I had fucking fucking Paradise Lost on my list.
Yeah, definitely the lack of films, right?
Yeah, I did that kind of more of as a joke anyway. Because to say how bad 96 was.
I mean, 96, like I actually had, again, it was one of those years that I had a lot of unique films on my list that you guys didn't have. Like I had Oregon, which is that fucking...
I didn't even end up watching that one.
Oregon was fucked up, man. But I actually had the Beast. I had the Beast on here, man. Peter Blanche's Beast. Oh, it was pretty cool.
Peter Blanche is a beast.
Remember the film? I think Brandon had it on his Thesis. It was that Spanish film.
I had that on my list.
That movie's great, man. And then I had Piano Man. I don't think anyone else watched that one.
Yeah, but did you have Tremors 2?
Yeah.
Aftershock?
Yeah, I had that on mine.
Aftershock. The ass blasters.
I like Tremors too, but I could revamp this list. Obviously,
that's three?
There's like a ton of movies. There's a ton of movies from 96 that we've seen that have gotten releases and stuff. These lists would be totally different.
Yeah.
Now, totally different. Like Piano Man, I think it was the only one that had that one. I think it's like Korean film. But
I thought Brandon had that.
But yeah, Piano Man. Like I had a bunch of like weird Asian films and foreign films. It was crazy. But anyways, I think it would definitely slip in there. And it's just, that's what I love about doing these type of shows and shit. You're always discovering and, random, unique, obscure gems and shit. And I feel like this is kind of one of them.
Yeah, right? Definitely a gem. What do you two think, Tyler?
I'm going to poop with the party here.
What?
Did you just say I'm going to poopy the party?
You're shitting on him?
Are you really shitting
I'm not going to shit on the guy, but I did not care for this movie.
What?
Oh my! I have okay. So,
I felt like this movie just had no personality at all. I felt like it was very, very one note.
So it's kind of like you then.
Maybe.
I don't get it though. But this movie is the same as the other two, just in a different setting.
It's just like the way, I don't know. There's something about it that I just had a constant disconnect with. It just like it didn't grab me at all. And like there was a couple parts, like there was some things like about, like you were saying about like the bookcase where you have these really nice shots coming down this like spiral staircase with the candlelight. And like those are some like that was some really nice like cinematography, and they used a lot of natural lighting in some spots that was really good. But then there was other spots where they did the same thing, and I thought it was like not very well done. I just felt like it kind of felt amateurish, and it just made me like disconnect from the movie like over and over.
Did you like the slutty chick that had the syphilis?
Well, I like the slutty chick with the syphilis.
I was wondering when syphilis was discovered.
Dude, I was wondering the same thing. They were talking about they were talking about these characters having syphilis, and like, hey, that's another thing that's prevalent in a couple of these films too, with syphilis. That's weird. But I was thinking to myself too, I didn't Google it, but I was like, did they have, I mean, I
didn't Google it because I don't want to be known as, if someone looks at my Google history, that I'm looking up shit about syphilis.
Yeah, but like, you could be like, when was syphilis discovered? I mean, I'm pretty fucking, I mean,
that's
it was
what
1750.
incognito
It's not,
for.
this isn't like the 1200s, I'm sure, but like syphilis, but they were talking about it like it was just like a normal thing. Like, she's got syphilis. Just don't touch her. She's got syphilis.
I'm sure they hadn't had a cure for it yet.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, the cure was like put whoever had it on an island somewhere.
But that's kind of a funny thing, right? That shares, but I mean, that's another bleed over from Laughing Windows too, right? With the whole syphilis thing. That's crazy. It's just so strange. But so you didn't like this? Wow, I'm really shocked considering just what all three of these movies share so much of the same DNA. Like it's just
had a hard
It's his
time.
pretension.
Oh my god! I just realized.
It's the 90s.
You know how we call Tyler? You know how we call Mr. Sasado Freeman too?
Yeah.
Well, guess who else hated fucking period pieces? Is that what the problem is here? You don't like the period?
No,
pieces?
I like period.
Jeremy hated period.
I like period pieces.
Every time we watched him,
that was one of the
he would
high
instantly
points
hate it just because of the setting.
Oh, I love period pieces, especially when they're well done. I love costume dramas and shit. Like even like movies people think are boring, like The Leopard. I like that shit. But
even more confused. It's like JP with the fog. I'm just so confused right now.
I don't know, like maybe I would do better if I watched it again, but I just like this movie really failed to grab me at any point.
Interesting.
And like by the time like it started, like you guys said, it was like I will say it is like it does have some higher points, like when it kind of like starts to show the apparitions and just the way that's like film. I did think that stuff did look pretty good, but like I was so like detached from like being interested in this film at that point that it's just like it was too little too late for me.
Yeah, it's very much the same.
I can admit, like, maybe it's a me thing. Maybe just like, but it's generally I like period piece, and this one just like really did not grab me. And I just didn't. I felt like his other films like really were poignant and like had a style to it, and I just didn't feel that here.
I loved when the bat was drinking the blood, man.
Yeah, that whole scene with the bloodletting and the
ice and the bloodletting, and like it was creepy, man. Like there's a lot of weird shit going on in this one. But then like when you get the reveal,
how'd they
and
get
shit,
ice?
Talent.
Wow, that's a really good question. Actually, 1750.
I thought it
they
was
probably
salt.
shouldn't have had.
I don't know. It looked like
Well, no, they did. It had to be nice because he was talking about how the coldness slows down the
Yeah, but I thought
heart.
maybe like salt had something to do with like
No,
if you
it
lay
had
on
to have
salt,
been.
it makes you cold or something.
No, it's definitely like maybe they're grabbing it from a mountain. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird because obviously they couldn't just make ice in 1750.
Yeah.
Weird. I don't know. I'm not going to read into it too much. Now it just ruined the whole movie for me. Fuck, they have ice and they have syphilis didn't even exist in 1750.
Squeezy.
Me scoozy. My bad. But
What about you, Greg?
trivial things like that sometimes don't bother me unless it like bothers me. You know what I mean? Like I was watching this.
That's like, yeah, like that's not a problem I have with this movie.
Dude,
you know what I mean? Like,
little things bug me, like shit like that, like syphilis. If it didn't exist, it probably did in 1750.
it only little things like that will only bug me if the movie is trying to be hyper realistic and live in that reality. Then like you better not pull any stupid shit if that's what you're trying to do.
It's weird. I think I told a story once on the podcast about I was watching this this like Western themed horror film, and it was taking place like in the 1880s or whatever. Very, very low budget, so it was kind of forgivable at that point. But I noticed something right away in the film, and I was like, man, I don't know about that. I think, you know, I get it with low budget films that are trying to be period pieces and shit. They might get some of the, you know, the elements wrong by having the wrong type of clothing in this time period and blah, blah, blah. Well, I noticed in this film, this guy was wearing like these jeans in this certain year. It was taking place in the 1800s. And I'm like thinking to myself going, there's no fucking way that they had that in 1880. And I looked it up and I actually saw the jeans, and sure as shit, they hadn't been invented until like a little bit later on. And it was out of the period piece. Well, I'd stopped the movie to Google this, and I couldn't stop focusing on it. I fucking it ruined the whole movie for me, man. I'm like that type of person, but I knew it. I knew it from watching it right away. I was like, man, they didn't have those damn jeans in those years. Like, come on, man, fuck off. But anyways,
I think I remember this conversation.
Yeah, and I was like, man, you know, it's very trivial, and some people wouldn't give a shit, but like it just bugged me in that film for some reason. I'm like,
I mean, like if you're watching a period piece and the guy's got a pair of fucking Levi's on, like, come on, dude.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, you know, all you have to do is a little bit of homework. Like if you're going to set your movie in 1980, or I mean in 1879 or whatever, you know, just at the end of the Civil War, whatever it is, Civil War time, and I'm like, you know, just do a little bit of research. Did they have this type of shit back then, or did they not? And if they didn't, don't put it in your fucking movie. It's not that hard.
Yeah,
I get it.
I agree.
Anyways, it's just simple to me, but yeah. So, but Greg, anyways, your thoughts on Arcane Sorcerer?
Yeah, I dug this one a lot, dude. This is the only one I watched on a laptop, and it actually worked. It actually, you know, added, I think, the element of suspense for me. No, I had a lot of fun with it, man. I love period pieces as well, man. Anything from that period is excellent in my opinion. Lots of fun, man. I love the score in this one as well, man. And we know the score from this one. Holy crap, bro. Another heavy hitter, bro. Yeah. I'm telling you. Pino Donaggio. If you don't know who Pino Donaggio is, He did a lot of De Palma films. It's a blowout, man. I absolutely love Blowout.
I'm surprised Tyler isn't blowing this now.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, hold on. let me take back what I said. I mean, it was great.
Man, yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't even realize that Pino did that. I didn't know that Donaggio did the music in this. I never saw it in the credits or nothing. I actually failed to look, and I usually am pretty good about doing the IMDb, like looking at who did the music for films and shit. This one I just didn't look. But you're right though, man. Pino, fuck, dude, this guy has done so much shit, man.
Fucking legend.
Crazy, dude. I didn't even realize that.
Great stuff.
I didn't know either.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Wow.
I love Blowout. Blowout's a great movie.
No, I just can't believe that D'Annunzio did this now. It's so crazy.
Now I'm gonna look at all the movies I love that he
so
did.
These movies just
hold
like
on.
they all share like great scores and like, they're all the same fucking movie but different. It's crazy.
It is, and that's the reveal at the end of this one. I was totally cool with it. I didn't see it necessarily. I'm kind of like JP. I think I felt like it was going to go that route, but at the same time, it kind of was like, that's a good reveal. So I dug it, man. I just think everything about this movie was great.
Awesome.
You know what I gotta say, man? Like our main villain here, he fucking looks like Liam Neeson in certain shots.
You didn't have to say that. You just wanted to.
Dude, I wanted to say that all review. I was like, man, I started laughing so hard at one point in the film. It was just the way the shadow was on it. I was like, that's fucking Liam Neeson right there. Like Liam Neeson is so badass that he's even in fucking Italian films in the mid-90s when he has no business being in those movies.
Pupi's interesting, man. He's still working today. Obviously, he kind of left his horror roots behind him. But he did make a horror film in 2019. Apparently, the poster looks completely awful. It looks like a sci-fi movie.
Really? In 2019? Yeah. That's crazy.
2019. Yeah, he's still working. He made a movie last year. Mostly, it seems like he's doing like TV movies for what I would say Italian Lifetime.
Right.
Based on actually he did a movie this year too. Yeah, he did one this year, one last year, one the year before, 2 years before that. I mean, he's been working for a long time, man.
He's got to fucking put bread on the table.
Yeah. But I like the dude. I wish he would have done a few more. I'm curious about that Christmas movie. Even if it's not like a horror film.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, this looks cool. It looks like some dude smoking a cigarette or smoking cigars in the back room of some seedy dive bar in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't stop laughing at this. But I had to go through the vaults and see, because I know Pino D'Annunzio has done so many fucking movies, and you're right, like all the De Palma films and shit.
Yeah, all the De Palma movies I like.
Like starting with like Don't Look Now from 73 and stuff, and he went on to do Haunts, which is pretty cool actually. That one needs a fucking Blu-ray release. Haunts. I have like the old VHS of that. I think it's just stuck in VHS obscurity right now.
Would you be surprised to hear that I really like Don't Look Now?
No, I'm not surprised about that. Of course, he did the music for Carrie, and then he did Piranha, Tourist Trap, fucking Beyond Evil. It's funny he did music on that movie. It's crazy. Dress to Kill. He did The Howling, Fulci's Black Cat. He did The Fan from 1981. That's cool. Blowout, cool. Of course, that was mentioned. I'm getting to a point here. So Body Double in 84. I'm just kind of going through the ones that people would know right away. Crawl Space from 86, of course, with Klaus Kinski. He did The Barbarians from 87. That's a Deodato film, I think. Let me see. Phantom of Death. That's another good one. Actually, pretty fun. You guys seen Phantom of Death?
No.
I did Catacombs from 88, and then I started laughing at this. He did Night Game in 1989. I didn't realize that. Two Evil Eyes, but then this is where it gets funny. So he did Meridian in 1990. So he's just like, fuck, I need some full moon movie or money. So I'm going to do Meridian. And then he did the second 91, which is pretty cool. And then he did Trauma, Raising Cain. That's pretty cool. And then 94, he did Oblivion, that fucking full moon movie, Oblivion. Just like, what the fuck? That's just so random, man. And then he actually did Oblivion 2, did the music for that too. It's crazy. But man, this guy's filmography is batshit, dude. It's just so many. But that's interesting. He went from all these like high class films. He's like, I'm going to grab me some full moon movie or money. That's awesome. So
it's easy. He can do it in his garage.
Yeah. It's just interesting to look through filmographies. I'm always obsessed with running through shit like that.
That's really cool, though. I like a lot of those. I like that Aaron De Palma a lot, where he was like, I like Hitchcock a lot. I'm going to show you that.
But again, it just shows the effort that's put into a movie like this, like Arcane Sorcerer, man. Like, right down to the wardrobes, and the music. I mean, the set, like everything about this movie, I think just it's really well done. And I mean, at least three of us agree on it. I'm beyond shocked, Sasado. I'm so shocked that you wouldn't care for, because I thought this one was like, it just seemed like the production value on it was so high too. Like it just felt really
I felt
nice.
like it was lower, honestly.
Wow. Did we
I
watch
feel
the same
like-
movie?
Yeah, I felt like it felt really TV movie-ish, to be honest.
It's just the 90s, bro. The cameras look different.
Just
I did not get that feeling at all. I never got
didn't
that.
either. I think
I didn't
Tyler's
think the
fucking
movie-
high, bro.
I swear to God, I didn't think. I watched it yesterday afternoon. I was not high. I didn't think the movie had like a really unique look or anything. Like it didn't grab me at all. And I felt like it was really flat.
What you wanted to do? Blow you?
Maybe. I felt like that way. House of the Laughing Windows blew my shit around. I'm like sitting here at night, like watching it. I'm like, like, oh.
Oh, that's funny when the chick in House of Laughing Windows asks the main character, he's like, "Are you sleeping with her?" He's like, no.
Like everyone's like staring at each other, screaming at the end of that movie, and I'm like also staring at the screen, like,
Gross. Like that gave me the chills, man. When she asked it, I was like, gross. No. But yeah. Guys got anything else on Arcane Sorcerer? Did we even talk about
I
it?
think I'm done. Yeah.
No, I honestly thought that even the effects to the movie, like you're gonna have some like layering green screen type things and things like I didn't think it looked that bad. I mean, you got to remember this is 1996.
Yeah, I know. I was actually impressed. I mean, I've seen the Langoliers, so any digital from the 90s.
I thought the apparition scene was great, man.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those moments where I was
that was
watching on my
definitely one of the
laptop.
high points.
And I was
It's
like, oh, that
creepy
looks
too because the way it's
creepy.
filmed, you're almost expecting like a candle or a lantern to come through because you see the like light shining out of the range of view, and it's coming into the hallway,
Right.
and then you're like, oh shit, it's like, what the fuck is that?
I love the way that was shot because it's like, up on a ladder kind of thing and it's shooting vertical and he's looking down with this like really creepy fucking look. Oh, it's crazy. It just looks awesome.
That part sticks out to me, and the part when he's like coming down the ladder with the candles, and you see like the whole scope of like the bookshelf in the library. I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, and like there's like a room inside the bookshelf, like at the top. That was kinda cool.
I remember that because that part's about 20 minutes in. I do remember that part. I was like, all right, maybe, all right, I'm perking up to this now. And then like there was a few more like natural lighting shots that had like impressed me. Like what really impressed me was just that they were using like a completely natural light source, and they were doing that a lot with a lot of interiors, and there was a lot of really good lighting on like people in the shadows talking that I did think was really cool. And then there was like ways they did. Then there was more cinematography kind of using the same way later in the movie. They did the same thing that just like, and it looked washed out and not done that well. And I think like that is something that really kind of threw me off a little.
Man, like I said, man, the transfer is, it's just like I think we watched the same one the one that Parker
We
said.
probably did. I watched whatever was like on the MB.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be different then. Well, it could be the same one, but
I don't know.
I feel like
'cause this one was
I don't be
beautiful. I
surprised
could
it was
not
different.
believe
I didn't think
how good it looked.
I didn't think the transfer was bad. Like I didn't think there was anything wrong.
I didn't think
Yeah.
it was bad. I just didn't think it was like
Yeah. I just thought like the lighting and a lot
it
of
was
parts,
like it was
wasn't
like
good.
fucking 540p, dude.
Yeah, I don't have any issues with the
Yeah,
transfer.
I mean the one I was watching looked like it was high def. Like it was crazy. Fucking as soon as I pressed play, I was like, "What the hell?" I was expecting, like I said, full screen, grainy, fucking VHS transfer. Really, is what I was expecting. It was like the polar opposite. So it's pretty crazy. So the viewing experience was definitely elevated, but I don't know. I really enjoyed this though, man. It was just a nice capper for the other two films. Love the setting.
Yeah.
And it just really worked, man. It was just creepy the whole film. It's creepy.
Plus, I always think it's cool when there's like gems from the 90s because 90s get shit on so much, and rightly so for the most part. But
Yeah.
It's always cool when you find another cool one.
Yeah, there's lots of films from the 90s that I just feel like haven't been seen. So the overall consensus of the 90s is terrible. I mean, as a whole, the 90s is not a great decade.
When
But
you
there's
compare it to other
Yeah.
decades,
That's what I'm
but
saying.
There are
It's
good
got its heavy,
films.
yeah.
If you
Like it's
compare
got
it
its
to-
heavy hitters. It just doesn't have the depth.
Yeah, the 70s and 80s, like it's just uncomparable. The 60s and shit, like it's just, you can't compare it. And even like, the mid 2000 teens to like, a couple years ago, very strong years. But the 90s does have sporadic films, and I feel like you got to dig through the vaults a lot to find a lot of good ones. There is a lot of shit. Even to this day, there's still tons of 90s films that are getting released, which is really cool. So I'm not going to say they're all going to be heavy hitters and shit, man. A lot of them are, early 90s shot on video shit that I like. Y'all's might not like, but I do. I like shot on video shit, so whatever. But I don't know what the fuck am I... where am I going with this?
My disdain for the movies throwing everyone through a loop.
Oh my god, it's fucking Tangent City tonight, man. Holy shit. So who's starting for JP? You start? Yeah.
Yep. I gave it an 8.
That's exactly what I'm at. Arcane Sorcerer, 8 out of 10. I think it's definitely worth the watch, man. I don't listen to Sasado on this one. He's apparently forgot that he got super high and watched the wrong movie. So, Greg.
Yeah, I'm 8.5 on this, man. I really enjoyed it.
Nice. Sasado. I feel like he's coming in at like a 4 on this one or a 5 or something.
Okay, so well, like they said, I am clearly the odd one out here, but 3 people gave it an 8+. So maybe that's what you want to listen to, because I'm at a pretty average 5 on this.
Yeah, 5 on that one. Crazy. That's a big difference, like an 8 to a 5 is, is so different.
This is the first time I've been like so far apart with you guys on anything.
I mean, there's been a couple moments on the show where I can't remember one of them. I think I gave a movie like a 2.5 or a 3 or something. And I think someone on the show had like a 9. It was a huge spread.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was so different, man. I was like, fuck, that's crazy to have happen. We've actually, that's happened a couple times. There's been a couple big ones, but yeah. But I guess that's going to conclude week 3.
One more left.
Italian
Already, this month has fucking flew by, bro.
I know, man. Yeah. I always find that this month always rips by. Yeah. And this is no exception. So next week, of course, we have Massimo
Pupi.
Massimo Pupi. Poople. I'm not trying to say it. So Massimo Pupil, 3 films are Terror Creatures from the Grave. I don't have the years written on these ones for some reason, but
I think they're 60s.
Yeah, I think so.
All 3 of them. Yeah, they're definitely all 3 from the 60s. Bloody Pit of Horror and Lady Morgan's Vengeance. I'm not sure if that's the exact order.
You related to them, Greg?
No, if I am, they need to get money, but no, I don't think so. I'd like to know.
Yeah, I think next week's show is going to be an interesting one, because the first 2 weeks we pretty much did like 6 straight up giallos. And then this last 2 weeks are just 6 Italian horror films, these are not giallos. So interesting.
Yeah, these look a lot more gothic.
This wasn't actually planned. This is not actually planned. This is just the way it all fell into place. But
yeah, we actually were doing Pupi last, but scheduling, we want to get Greg on the show. So scheduling conflicts.
A Pupi.
I made a Pupi.
I made a Pupi. Oh, fuck.
So, I think we might have a guest next week too.
For real?
Yeah,
Oh,
you literally told me to ask them. You're like, hey, ask this person if they want to do a show. I was like, okay.
I know.
He's like, did we?
Dude, sometimes I got so much shit. I just forget shit, man. My bad. Right. I remember now.
That's why I got my wife. She does that for me. So
yeah. Okay, so yeah. Massimo Pupi. It's so funny. 2 shitty shows in a row. Come on. Shit. All right, yeah. Anyways, I want to thank Greg from Land of the Creeps podcast for coming on. That was awesome to finally have you part of the show. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, especially because I literally feel like I've known you for a decade and literally have never done anything with you. Like, I've even done a show with Boss Butcher before.
I know. With characters. Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah,
we're going to have y'all over at LOTC, man. We're going to make it work. Because I know, like, Moodz, man, I had you, like, several. It's been a few years back. I was like, dude, you want to come on the show? And we just could not work schedules out. And it fucking sucked, dude, because I was like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely did not work out. That sucked, man. I can't even remember like what shows they were going to be. It doesn't really matter, but like, yeah, I know the scheduling thing is super, super tough. It probably might work out a little bit better. Like, what days do you record on the same days?
No, that's the thing. Like, we work around Dr. Shot, Dave Becker, because he works basically like a grocery store thing. So his schedule's always different, man. And he's nights now. So, we know like a week in advance. We know, all right, we got this night. So that's what we roll.
Yeah, we'll have to work something out.
Man. Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. I have all three of you come on, man. It'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. That would be fucking pretty fun to do. Yeah, I've been on another show forever.
Where can people listen to your stuff at, Greg?
Anywhere where podcasts are at, but you can go check the site out at slandthecreeps.blogspot.com. If you want to go check that out, which is just a very generic site, but it's just where the podcast is at. But anywhere, Apple or whatever, we're there.
So just search Land of the Creeps. Is Land of the Creeps horror podcast or just Land of the Creeps podcast?
Just Land of the Creeps.
Just Land of the Creeps. Okay. Yeah.
You'll find. We actually had dude, and now here goes a tangent. It'd take 2 seconds to say this. Back in the day when I first started Land of the Creeps, man, I had this guy message me like random, like, "Hey, dude, I love your name. We got that name too." I'm like, "Yeah, cool." So I go look his shit up. I'm like, "Who the fuck's got my name?" So I looked Land of the Creeps up, and like we were like 8 months ahead of him. I'm like, "Yeah, looks good. I'm glad y'all got it right after us." And then I never heard nothing from him again. I was like, "Dude, shut the fuck up." They were like some kind of music band or something.
That happened to me and Carly before too. On our, we had a his and hers horror movie podcast, and they're like, after we made it, I saw that somebody else had it, and I did the same thing. I was like, "Hey," I was like, "You guys have the same name as us," but we did ours first, so it was like, and they were just like, didn't respond to me.
Of course they did. Oh god, I know. Like you do that. Like when you do shows, that's the first thing I did. Like Creeps Your Feature Horror Show. I knew nobody in the world had that name. Like there's not a soul in the world's going to have it. That's like the
especially back then. Now,
because you are
now, it might be tough.
Yeah.
Go type in the Creeps Your Feature Horror Show.com. Like nobody. So I was like, I was cool with that. But man, when I did Land the Creeps, I did my search and I was like, all right, let me make sure. Nope, nothing out there. All right, let's do it.
Yeah, we really don't have to worry about someone duplicating our name.
If they do, Moodz, you're in trouble, bro.
Yeah, that is like
we
blatant.
Definitely don't. Yeah,
that's fucking blatant rip off, then, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Right. Oh, that's crazy, man. What was that B creature feature?
It was the the Creepsure Feature Horror Show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Unfortunately, it's not out there no more, man, because of the fucking. Once I changed websites over and that, of course, the URL disappeared, and then all those shows went. Man, I had fucking David Hess on the show. I had all kinds of good shit back in the day.
Oh,
yeah, David Hess. That's awesome.
That's
yeah,
insane.
David Hess. That's fucking wild, man. God, we're big fans.
He cussed me out on the episode. It's fucking hilarious, dude. It's fucking awesome. He's straight up on video. I don't have the video because I couldn't figure out how to fucking video back in the day. But I got the audio of him, and I think I actually do have that episode. I think Dr. Dirty has it, Joe. But anyways, he's like, man, I was talking about his career, and then I said, you used to have a music career. And he said, what the fuck you mean music career, dick, or something like that. He just went off on me about
what you mean used to.
And David Hess is that way. He's like, dude, he called me the fuck. What do you mean used to? Dude, he straight up went in fucking House at the Edge of the Park role, man. He was straight there. Like that quick. I'm like, oh fuck, dude. I'm looking at this dude, look at me like he's gonna kick my ass.
Did you guys talk about To All a Good Night?
We did bring that up, yeah.
Yeah, what did he have to say about that?
Not a lot.
Really? It's interesting because I bring up that movie every once in a while about how it was kind of like one of the very first movies ever to utilize the double killer. Right. And not a lot of people even realize that because I chalk it up to people probably just haven't seen the film or whatever. But I mean, you got to think about this. This is 1980, early slasher film, but it also was kind of unique in the sense that it had a double killer. It had two killers, and it wasn't utilized a lot. And I just kind of think it separates itself in that reason. Like I watch it every odd year around the holiday season and stuff. I actually really enjoy
on their own stuff.
Oh, of course. I actually really like To All a Good Night. A lot of people really don't care for it, but I just think it's kind of underrated in the sense that for what it did, it was a little bit ahead of its time. again, 1980, I mean, the craze really didn't start until 81. So that it was even ahead of that. But utilizing a double killer is kind of cool. It's kind of a cool concept. Right. So
I'll have to dig that out. I'm going to see if I can find it and I'll release it over to LOTC where everybody can listen to it. I got to do that because H.G. Lewis and a couple of them too, I'm really proud of, and I'm super proud because we did that way back in 2010, man. So I was fucking excited. And I give Joe, Dr. Dirty, all the credit because he's the one that reached out to most of them, and kind of Jeff Burr, different people that we got in, because we originally started as a interview podcast. That's all we were. We straight up interview podcast. So we were interviewing anybody we could find, man, and fucking loved it. But then, and we didn't know how to do, because, we were infants. JP, back in 2010, Moodz, there wasn't a lot of podcasting, so we were kind of infants. I only had a way to record. We could only record an hour, period. That was it. That was as long as the recorder would go. So, everything was under an hour. It was
it was a lot harder back then to record shit, and hosting was harder.
Figure out how to host or put it on a platform was fucking God. Now all you do is put a URL and it does it for you. It's like, bam, all of a sudden you're on 53 sites, man. Back then,
right.
You were knocking on doors of Apple. Hey, Apple, will you put my podcast on there?
Right. Yeah. You used to have to get on iTunes. You used to have to submit links and shit like that and all kind of shit.
Oh, do you not have to do that anymore?
Right now, our show, I just literally upload it to one thing and it just goes everywhere.
It goes everywhere.
Absolutely. That's insane.
Oh, really? Fuck. See, I don't do that part of it. So that's crazy.
Yeah. You used to have to do it that way. They used to have to.
Right.
The pioneer days.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. That was only 10, 11, 12 years ago. It just seems so recent, but but
it sounds like you were recording in a covered wagon now.
It was infancy shit, man.
Dude, when I started podcasting, there were people that didn't even know what a podcast was. When people I'd talk to people about it, they're like, what's a podcast? I'd be like, it's kind of like radio, but on the internet.
It is radio. That's really what it is.
Yeah, that's how I always described it because it's easiest to understand.
Yeah. It's awesome. Crazy. All right. Well, yeah. Anything else?
I'm going to go cook some lamb.
Lamb. Nice. That sounds good.
I'm going to make some sandwiches.
It must not be Friday. You're eating meat.
Pearl's over ready for Almond, dude. She's getting ready to fucking fry shit or whatever she does.
Oh, actually, maybe I'll make it DiGiorno. Ooh,
yeah.
But yeah, dude, thanks, Greg, for coming on. Everybody listening, check out Greg's stuff. He's an OG. He's been doing this forever. I've been a fan of his for a long time. They do a lot of good content over at Land of the Creeps, and they have a lot of friends and stuff that also do podcasts you'll learn about. But definitely check them out if you're a fan of us.
Thanks, guys, man. It's been a blast, dude. You guys OG too, man. We love you guys. We've been listening to y'all forever as well. Trust me.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on. It was definitely an honor to finally have the one and only Gregamortis on the show. So yeah.
Which is a top 5 name in the podcasting community. Gregamortis. Come on.
Right. I don't know if y'all be going on some other shows and getting your flowers and shit, but if you come on the 22 shot show, man, we're throwing out the flowers to the OGs. So mad props, bro.
Yeah, I love it, dude, man. Appreciate it. You guys fucking rock, dude. Let's just be honest.
Thanks.
Stay tuned for our top 10 at the end of the year. If you want to listen to a show, listen to our top 10. It'll be in December when it drops. We'll have Dave Z will be coming over and joining. This is gonna be fucking epic.
Sweet. Mr. Dave Z. He's doing that, and they're doing their own top 10 after that too?
I think he said means top 10 of 19 or the 80s.
Oh, the 80s show. Oh, I thought you said of 2023. Sorry.
That would be so hard to prep for.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No, it's going to be fucking... I don't even know where I'm going yet, man. 1980s.
I don't even know how I could break it down to the whole 80s, man.
You can't watch 500 movies. You'd have to find out. Okay.
The way they've been doing it, though, is they've been going through each year of the 80s, so they've been kind of prepping the whole way,
So you do 80 to 89, and then you do the whole 80s.
Yeah, and then
oh, okay.
So,
that makes it a little bit easier, yeah.
It's going to be a little easier. We did a lot of prep work. I think I'm going to just copy Dave Z's paper, so I'll
whatever Dave Z said.
Yeah, whatever Dave Z said, ditto.
Right. Awesome. All right, guys, that's going to conclude episode 245 here. Check us out next week in week 4, the final week of Italian Horror Month. And then the holiday shit start. Well, I don't know. I don't think we're going to get into holiday shit right away. We're going to have to figure out what we're going to do, but we'll be back with more content. So stay tuned, and see you guys later. Deuces.
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 That's all, folks.